Pull this up over here. Okay. Am I on? Can anybody see me? Let's see what happens. If anybody's in the chat, if you want to just tell me if you can hear me okay, see me okay. I've never done this before, so I'm going to try. There we go. The chat is up. All right, I am up and I'm live. All right. You're coming through. All right, cool. All right. Hey guys, what is the fuck is going on? It's Valentine's Day evening here in Philadelphia, and I got nothing else to do. So I had fun the other night on Instagram, just popping in for a little bit while I was waiting for Fallon to get done. So I kind of jumped on there for a little bit and talked to people. So I figured we would hang out here tonight and see what's up. So hey Nude, how's it going? I'm doing all right, Hector. I'm doing all right. I'm long week so far, and it's only Tuesday. Although tomorrow morning I'm seeing Creed 3 a couple weeks early as a press screening, and then I'm seeing Scream. Yeah, I'm seeing Creed 3 tomorrow. I'm seeing Scream 6 the week after that. So I'm getting invited to a lot of like press things. So that's cool. Is anybody else doing anything fun for Valentine's Day? I'm keeping an eye on the chat. I've got you guys are on my phone, and I have my laptop up over here because my thing's all messed up. I watched 2001's Valentines for the first time ever. Not great. No, not great. I do appreciate the ending though of the nosebleed thing, but as far as a slasher movie goes, it's I don't know. It just wasn't what I wanted it to be. I hate Valentine's Day, as do I, Ruben, as do I. I haven't had a date on Valentine's Day since 2013, I think. Yeah. The mask is cool. The mask was very cool. Yeah. As soon as my boyfriend got home, I didn't sleep last night, so nothing special for me. Well, watching YouTube, so I got that going on for Valentine's Day. Nothing wrong with that, Taz. Hector, the most romantic movie. I watched. Yes, Irreversible is a very romantic movie. It just depends on how you watch it. If you watch it in chronological order, you could turn it off at a certain point, and it's still, Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Back when I had a girlfriend, there was shit to do, but now it's just like I worked all day today, and then I came home here and worked on the script a little bit for Fallon, and now I'm just I was like, fuck it, let's see if anybody pops in here and talks to me for a little bit. I won't keep people too long. Just don't want to waste your time any more than I already do. So yeah, what were we talking about? The most romantic movie ever. I don't know. I don't really. I saw Titanic for the first time last night, and that was different. I don't know. I don't really watch a lot of romantic movies. I saw Mazes and Monsters. Yeah, that's an interesting one, right? I love Tom Hanks in that. What's up, Newt? Gonna watch the okay. All right, Day of the Dead. What's the worst romantic movie you've ever seen? I watched Necromantic. Yes, Necromantic is tomorrow night's review with Metz and I. And then next week, I think it is, I'm gonna be seeing Cocaine Bear with Lana. And I'm seeing Ant-Man 3 tomorrow night as well. The worst romantic movie I've ever seen. Have you ever seen Love in the Time of Cholera? That movie's fucking ridiculous. Like, it was marketed as a romantic. Straw Dogs could be romantic. It just depends on what perspective you look at it from. Um, I do love a good love story. Green Apple, hello, how you doing tonight? It's nice to see 24 people are just as lonely as me. No, cheap cards and plastic flowers. Well, I mean, I still send flowers to certain people who are in my life as a gesture of our friendships. There's a Dutch film from Titanic. Interesting. You know what's a terrible Titanic ripoff? Pearl Harbor. I remember seeing that in high school and being like, "Oh, this is trying to be Titanic, but it's making the military look like they're all fucking idiots." Like when the ship is getting bombed, the dude just runs out, brushing his teeth, and I'm like, Michael Bay, what are you doing here, buddy? Um, Doing anything anyway? I guess you guys already got all the sex out of the way, so you're, tired. You can just watch me. I'm the best birth control ever. Look at this face. Would you ever want anyone to have these genetics? Um, yeah, no, no plans. Worked today, worked on the script for Fallon a little bit, cleaning up the stuff we shot from last weekend, arguing about how we're going to do the third act because I have a very different idea of how the movie should end than her. The best birth control. Yep, I am. You know, I always said I'd never have kids because I wanted this to end here. Like, plus I'm 41. Those days are long behind me. I used to be able to get women though, so at least with Titanic, the main characters are involved with the. Yeah, exactly. They're just Cuba Gooding Jr. was the best fucking part of that movie, and he's in so little of it. Yeah, I don't know. Romantic, I guess, we get into this time of year and it's always like, oh, My Bloody Valentine or Valentine. There's very few Valentine themed. Did you ever watch 13 Going? 13 Going on 30, you mean? The movie with Elektra and the Hulk? I've seen that one. I don't really like her very much. Did you watch? Did you watch 13 Going? Yes. Yes. I've seen it. I saw it in the theater. I don't particularly like Jennifer Garner very much. I had dinner with the waifu. So you brought your Japanese body pillow with you to the restaurant? I think I told that story before. The dude, because I know Metz was in the video with me. Dude who used to bring a Japanese body pillow to the movies. He had the waifu car. So if you look on upcoming episodes, I'm doing prayer hands next to this fucking dude's car. But he would have to leave the girlfriend at home when he brought his real girlfriend because his flesh and blood girlfriend was jealous of the Japanese body pillow. It was fucking horrible. Non-movie related, but Koala Man and Solar Opposite on Hulu are awesome. I have heard of them, but I have not gotten a chance to see them yet. I forgot my Hulu fucking account, so I was trying to find it. My friends and I watched the Daredevil director's cut as a riff the other day. Garner's so bad. She's so miscast as Elektra, to the point where I forgot that the Elektra movie existed. Until like Joe Blow or one of them did a retrospective on it recently, and it bums me out that they wasted Terrence Stamp as Stick and they wasted Typhoid Mary. Funny story is, or the guy punching his head. No, he slammed his head into the wall. When we saw Master of Disguise, his fucking brain broke. It was amazing. And like I said, that hole was there years after I stopped working there. Colin Farrell had fun with it. Yeah, and the director's cut wasn't terrible. They added more stuff to it. You could tell that he was like Colin Farrell was chewing the scenery, but that was like that summer where Colin Farrell was in fucking everything. That Minority Report, others. I can't think of the other ones he was in, but he was in a bunch of shit. I forgot they made a Miami Vice movie with him, that Michael Mann directed. Any ghost theater stories? I don't know. I'd have to think about that. A phone booth. That was it. Joel Schumacher. Kiefer Sutherland was the voice on the phone. I forgot about that. Joel Schumacher's great, dude. Like that guy was like, yo, I banged like 100 dudes and I didn't get AIDS. High five. Like he was so proud of himself, and I was proud of him for the amount of fun that he was clearly having in the 80s and the 90s. Any ghost theater stories? We shot another video, SWAT. That's right. Lost Boys is fucking great. No, I mean he did take away those 2 fucking Batman movies, and like that dude's filmography was tight. He even like the way he shot Phantom of the Opera was solid. I always forget he wrote The Wiz. I kept wanting to go back and do The Wiz over again. Yeah, she was contractually obligated, and they cut out the scene of Ben Affleck that was supposed to be in Elektra falling down. Yeah, Falling Down's great. Falling Down became like bigger over the last few years as like incel culture became a little bit bigger. But I think that movie's fantastic. But again, there's people who look at it in a very different way than I looked at it. Yeah, Elektra was terrible. I never saw SWAT. Was he in that movie with Jessica Alba and Jamie Foxx where like the fucking fighter plane was like sentient, was like called Stealth or something like that? I remember that movie being out, but I was trying to think if he was in that movie. Batman Forever. I can't stand that movie. I actually dislike Michael Douglas is really good in that movie. I actually like Batman and Robin more than Batman Forever because at least Batman Forever had the conviction, Stealth had the conviction to be the last firing synapses of a dying drag queen, whereas Batman Forever was this weird middle ground, still trying to be a Burton movie, but also trying to be the 60s Batman. So I at least respect the conviction of the fourth one, but I don't like either one of them. Game is awesome. Kind of bums me out that we'll never get the Affleck Batman movie because they basically based it on the game. But then again, we got Seven. The Batman was essentially just a Fincher movie. You know, I rewatched that again recently, and I really liked it until like the middle of the second act because that opening is awesome, where it's just him narrating and then him coming out of the shadows. That's fucking awesome. Yeah, like the plane that could think for itself movie. I remember they marketed the fuck out of that when I was still UA, I think, at that point, and I couldn't get through it. I gave up on it. Hey, what's going on, D-Man? I'm glad that you guys are taking the time to pop in here really quickly. I'll try to entertain you as long as I can. Zodiac, yes, Zodiac is a fucking masterpiece, and nobody saw it when it was in theaters. Like Fight Club was kind of the same thing. It grew an audience, but I remember seeing that opening weekend. I saw it on Saturday night, not Friday night because of work. And there was maybe like 10 people in the theater. But man, fucking Zodiac is brilliant. That scene where did I hit the 10K? Yeah, I got 10K a couple months ago. I've had like 230 since then. It's been slow, but I haven't really been pushing it the way I was before. I was buying ads on certain websites to push certain, hey, what's going on, Miko? To push certain things, but right now I've been putting money into projects and paying fucking bills and medical bills and therapy and all that shit. So I haven't really been pushing the channel as hard on people. I wish you continued Mindhunter. Yeah, like Mindhunter was really good. I like how they ended the second season. Bullet Train was fun as well. I watched Terrifier. It was very gory. Yes. The second movie filmed in Philadelphia at Fright Factory, where we filmed the third act of Swamp Zombies 2. So a bunch of the props from Midnight Show and Swamp Zombies are in Terrifier 2. And Fallon, who I'm working with on Sucks to Suck, she's good friends with the director who's going to be working with Sam Raimi on something soon. So that's pretty fucking cool. I should be sponsored by Gatorade, by how much fucking Gatorade I drink on this channel. Bullet Train. Yeah, I didn't see Bullet Train in the theater, and I wish I did because it was awesome. And the cameos were ridiculous and out of nowhere. I bought Pulp Fiction on 4K HDR. I have like so many. It's like Evil Dead, Predator, Evil Dead 2, Predator 2, Terminator 2. I have so many different versions of them across like, different things. I'm just like, I'm just gonna leave it to what I have. It does suck to suck. Demon knows the firsthand experience. Yeah, it does. But yeah, tomorrow night's review is Necromantic. We didn't know that it was gonna be. You can taste the electrolytes. I sure can. It's what plants need. What's going on, Wesley? Tomorrow, how's your night going? It's all right. I got home from work, worked on some script stuff, and sat down here and decided I would see what you guys were all up to, and if anybody wanted to pop in and chat for a little bit. Tomorrow night's review, Metz and I did Necromantic, which was just on Joe Bob's The Last Drive-In the other night, which we didn't even know about. It's just I've been telling Metz about that movie since they worked for me back in 7, 8 years ago. And I was like, fuck it, let's watch that one. That'll be a funny Valentine's Day one. So we did that one. And that conversation goes super off the rails. Isn't Necromantic two movies combined into one? No, I think the second one might be. Actually, I haven't seen the second one in decades. But the first one is pretty. It's a weird art movie. Like it's like it's gross and ugly and you could feel the grime on it, but it's got beautiful music and some interesting cinematography to it. It's European. It's, whatever, Germany. They fuck a dead body. She at least puts a condom on the steel rod they used when they replaced the dick, because it's the 80s. You got to practice safe sex. I also bought Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I love that movie. And that's a movie that people don't talk about enough, is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Oh, okay, the Japanese cut. All right. Japanese shit's weird. Like, you ever see what's it called? The guinea pig films. The Mermaid in the Manhole one is really, really cool, but those movies are fucking gross. Anything planned for St. Patrick's Day? Yeah, I don't know. Like, everybody does Leprechaun, so I was kind of thinking what else we could do for that one. I've already done Snakes on a Plane, and it wasn't the whole thing about chasing snakes out of Ireland. So maybe we'll do another snake movie or something. Or we'll just do just like an Irish movie. Or I'll just sit here and eat a potato. Do I listen to their highly recommend it? No, after I left the other show and I heard there was a show with real famous people in a video store, I was like, cool, I'm behind that. No, I haven't heard it yet, but I want to. I'm behind on shit like crazy. Do you have any shows or conventions soon? Yes. I'm gonna be in St. Louis next month shooting Leprechaun in Space is fucking awesome. Brian Trencher Smith directed it. He's one of my favorite exploitation directors. Boondock Saints, yes. Actually, Metz and I talk about Boondock Saints in the Trauma video that we have coming up. Hey, thank you, Bill. But I guess I'm going to be shooting a movie that I'm acting in next month in St. Louis. You should do The Real Ghostbusters and Extreme Ghostbusters. I've never watched Extreme Ghostbusters, and I've been meaning to. Yes, I am shooting Rawhead Rex because you sent me the DVD. So I plan on reviewing that one soon. I actually watched the movie the other night. You sent me the DVD and the dove from Home Alone 2, which is pretty cool. I have it hanging in the other room. Yeah, I don't know. I'll find something good to do. We always find something to watch. And I'm always trying to go through Tubi to find things so that people because it's free, it's easier to find shit, or if it's free on YouTube or something. So anybody who watches this dumb bullshit doesn't have to pay for anything. But yes, I do have to watch Extreme Ghostbusters. I've been meaning to. That came on, I was like out of cartoons at that point. So I missed it when it was out. So I definitely have to check it out. And yeah, Tubi's great for anybody. Hey, what's up, Johnny? Tubi had those great fucking Super Bowl commercials the other night with the scary rabbit. And I thought those was great, but nobody was talking about them on Twitter or anything. So I guess they didn't leave an impact. Okay. My favorite poster you have, but all right. Favorite poster I don't own. Oh, geez, there's so fucking many. I had 3,000 movie posters at one point. What did you think about the Flash trailer? Thought it was awesome. And I know that everybody, look, it's probably, everybody's going to say, I'm not going to watch it because of Ezra Miller. I get it, all right? But think of all the other fucking people who have to make a movie. It's not just one dude, and it sucks that one dude could sink the entire thing. But I also think that, like, as somebody who dealt with some real fucking, extreme mental illness shit, you do things and say things you wouldn't normally do. And I'm glad that the guy's getting help and all that kind of stuff. And he can afford way better help than me. So I want to see him be okay because he's a great actor. And The Flash looks amazing. I love that Michael Keaton is back as Batman. I love that the fucking, I'm not going to watch it because I'm tired of capes. Yeah, I could see that. But again, Michael Keaton back as Batman. They've got, Affleck, one more ride as Batman. He's got the gray and the blue suit, which I thought was really cool. I don't know. I'm excited. Flash is one of my favorites too. So the complete opposite of seeing the trailer, I could see that they want to release it. I'm pretty excited. Tiger Claws. Yes, I love Tiger. I love Cynthia Rothrock as well. Will Catwoman show up? She should. If they continued with the Affleck ones, I would have loved to have seen an older Catwoman in it. And with Snyder directing it, it would probably have been Carla Gugino. I could definitely see her playing an older version of Catwoman. I don't know. We'll see. Got to be worth a watch just for Keaton. Exactly. Just like him saying I'm Batman, I was like, all right, dude, I'm in. Like, obviously those movies meant so fucking much to me. There is no ethical No, not at all. If something can make money, fuck it. Eartha Kitt. Eartha Kitt was great. Love it, the gray and blue suit. Yeah, I mean, we've been waiting so long to see it. It doesn't logistically work because how the fuck are you going to hide in the shadows if you're wearing gray and blue? And that's what they're gonna push the movie basically on that. But then also get you had he has, and they gave him like a hairpiece and shit too. They posted a new picture of him today where he's in the Batcave and he's like wearing a glove at like the machines, and he's got a very Batman Beyond kind of look to him. So that's pretty cool. One Good Cop, yes, great movie. You know what I watched for the first time the other night, and I'd never seen it before because I was thinking about Sylvester Stallone. Was fucking Copland. Copland was incredible, and I'm pissed that I never saw it before. And it's the fucking dude who did Logan, 3:10 to Yuma, the new Indiana Jones movie. So that was pretty dope. I don't know why I slept on that movie for so long. Great fucking cast, and Stallone, one of my favorite actors, my second favorite actor of all time. It's weird that my two favorite actors are Nick Cage and Sylvester Stallone, but what are you gonna do? Ray Liotta is great in that, yeah. And it's sad that Ray Liotta's last movie is Cocaine Bear, man. It's a real fucking bummer because he's a great actor. Yeah, he was, and it was kind of in that Hector was kind of in that point where he was kind of a joke still to people, and before Rocky VI came out, and that movie was like, man, he can act, he can do so many things. It's like when Eddie Murphy, you're reminded of how good he can be when he does shit like Dreamgirls or Dolomite, and you go, he's such a good fucking actor, but then he does Pluto Nash and shit like that. No Escape is awesome. I actually have No Escape still on VHS. The Sopranos movie. I honestly, I saw that movie, but the day that the Sopranos movie came out was the day that my entire life took a dump. So I really wasn't focused on the movie because, plagiarism. Favorite Stallone movies, Oscar. What, not Stop or My Mom Will Shoot? Spy Kids 3. Or the one, he was in a movie with Pele. Stallone was in a movie where he's like in a Nazi like war camp, and they have to play the Nazis in soccer, and Pele's in it. Favorite Stallone performance is Rocky 2. Yeah. No, it's all right. Red comment, don't worry about that. It's just when I think about certain things, Tango and Cash is awesome. Stallone's best performance. Here's the thing, he's great in that movie, in the First Blood. Like those early Stallone movies, Paradise Alley and shit like that, you're reminded that Sylvester Stallone at one point could have become more of a character actor, and he opted to become more of a action guy. Escape to Victory, yes. Because he was like a young Brando for a while. He was more of a heavy and more dramatic. And, that's why I'm such a big fan of him because, yeah, he's this big, dumb looking dude, but he's a great writer. you know, and an actor, and I'm a big fan. Stop, or my mom will shoot us a second from over the top. Over the top, man. You turn that baseball cap around, you know that fucking it's business time. I just rewatched just Rambo, the one where he's in Burma the other day, because it's streaming on Tubi, and I forgot how fucking hardcore that movie gets. Oh, thank you, man. That's very nice of you. I don't want people's money. I just want people to hang out with me for a little bit. But yeah, no, he's a great actor. I see. That's one thing. I would have loved to see Stallone play Frank Miller's Dark Knight. Just body wise, I feel like he could look like Frank Miller's Batman when he's like grizzled and fucked up, like that one cover where he's like over like this and he's all bloody and ripped up. I always pictured Stallone in that body, and he's a big comic book guy too. Took my dad to see Rambo. It was a great time. The last one was weird because the last one becomes Home Alone in the third act where they're in the fucking mines and shit. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've just always thought he deserved more respect than he did. Sly was considered for RoboCop. Yeah. Agree with him on Batman. When I met him on the set of Rocky Balboa, because my buddy Tim Carr is in that movie, when the kid from Heroes plays his son in that movie, and Tim was in a bunch of scenes in that, and he was, let's hear single nude dating stories. I don't have any single nude dating stories. I've gone on some dates, but I was essentially with the same people for you know, I was with the redhead for 15 years, and you know, and then the other girl, Christy, I was engaged to her at one point for a really long time. What's going on, Jeff? And I've been on some weird dates and stuff, but like, you know, I'm just jealous. My dad was a bodyguard during Rocky 5. Tell us about the last date. What was the last date? Oh, okay. We'll go back in time to last year when my life was falling apart. So not last November, the November before that, I was oh, my brain is dumb. I had gone to Barcade while those people I used to work with still talk to me, and I met this one girl who was friends with all of them, and she was like, "Well, do you want to go and grab sushi?" So I was like, "Yeah, let's fucking go grab sushi." Nice girl. She looked like Elaine from Seinfeld. So we went to this sushi place that was you're dating better than me. This was like 2 years ago. And we went to this sushi place where, you know, that's over by me. And apparently people who I used to work with found out that we were there and started a little email chain talking about how I'm clearly not that broken up about everything because I'm on a date. But like, I'm a 41-year-old man and I'm not looking to just get stank on my hang low. I was looking to meet new people and make friends and shit like that and be like social. So that kind of made me not go and talk to people for a really long time and hang out with certain people outside of like Mets and Melissa and people like that. Any new videos with Mets? Yeah, we have 3 shot already that we shot over like, you know, periods of time, because with Mets' schedule and with their guy friend and their lady friend, it's harder to get us in the same place to hang out and stuff like that. Oh, C Block, you have no idea. I could tell the Halloween story, but I'm not going to because then I'll just get angry. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really put myself out there anymore like I used to. For an ugly fucking dude like me, I used to do very well for myself, but you know, I'm waiting until I'll make some movies and shit like that, and I'll have a little bit of swagger. What Halloween story this year? No, not this year. The year before that. I'll tell that story one day when my NDA expires. I'd love to see a review of Batman: Mask of the Phantasm. Yes, we are working on a Mask of the Phantasm review. I want to do it with a friend of mine who works professionally in comics, and he has a connection to that movie. So we're just trying to line up those schedules. Fallon and I were talking about starting up the Nerdy and Dirty thing again that I used to do with the redhead, where we review porn parodies, and she reviews it from were you engaged to Crystal? No, we dated off and on for 15 years. I was engaged to this girl, Christy, who the one I was sharing around on Twitter, she had ovarian cancer that was really bad and it spread and she had to have brain surgery. So I put that GoFundMe up for her because we were together for a long time, and then we had a falling out when I got cancer and she got married to a dude I used to be best friends with. It was a whole thing, but we're good friends again. And oh, thank you, man. That's very nice of you. I'm gonna get some discount candy. Yeah, no. So she and I are good friends again, Christy. But yeah, we were engaged for a while, and it just didn't work out. We were both young and dumb, and I was working two jobs and starting to really get hit with the shit that eventually crushed me. 2 years ago, I had a lot of past shit that, like, it's not an excuse for acting like a bad person, but it definitely was not something that I was prepared for, and you cover yourself up with working all the time, and just hoping raw dog in reality, like I always say, and then thinking that eventually you'll get to where you have to get, and it happens. Necessary Roughness, that's a good one. It's another fun football movie is Wildcats with Goldie Hawn and Wesley Snipes. I was watching that not too long ago because I saw 80 for Brady, and I was like, what's another fun football movie? And Wildcats was on there. Good evening. Oh, hey, how you doing, man? Hello in Brazil. I've never been to Brazil. What time is it in your people's areas right now? Like, it's 7:30 here, but I know that some of you are watching are in other parts of the globe. I'm trying to keep an eye on, make sure I answer everybody. Now I'm trying to think of what's the measurements? Mine? Do you listen to any podcasts? I listen to, I don't know, I watch other people's streams, like 8-Bit Eric and RGT and people like that who I'm still friendly with. I watch their stuff. All right, it's not bad, not too late. 1:30 in the morning, go to sleep. It's not worth it sitting up and watching this bullshit. There aren't really a lot of YouTubers who I watch anymore because, again, once I met people and kind of learned behind, it's like, after you work at McDonald's, you would. I'm a grower, not a shower. No, I guess not. I don't know. I was thinking about starting an OnlyFans where I just review porn video games or porn parodies. But I don't know how the rules are on that. Maybe I'll start a Fansly. That seems to be popular these days. Yeah, I don't know. Wow, 11:30 Australia. I love that idea. Yeah, I think that would be kind of fun. Make a little bit of extra money. Major League, but can you watch Major League anymore since technically the Cleveland Indians don't exist? Do you collect movies or are you more into streaming? I used to have a massive collection. A lot of stuff got left behind at the old job, and I just have reval. Well, yeah, Fallon wants to review. I'm on. Good for you, dude, getting on them. Like I there was such a stigma to taking meds and getting help. Like my dad used to call me, hey, what's going on, Tony? Used to call me some nasty things when I said I wanted to get help. Gay slurs and shit like that. And so it leaves you with a stigma of not wanting to get help. But I was kind of forced to. So here we are. I watched Major League a few months ago. It's so good. One of my favorite fucking lines in movie history is when he goes, you telling me Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball? I love that line so fucking much. Jobu. Hey, what's going on, man? Thank you. Like, I feel bad when people fucking, put money into this. Me, an asshole sitting in his kitchen talking. My cat's chewing on my feet right now. Yeah, it is. It's a huge journey, and it's not something to be taken lightly. You as well. You have a good rest of your day. We need more of these fireside chats. I'd love to. I get bored when I'm not doing anything. And what's my favorite rom-com? Maybe Overboard with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. But now, like, that movie's considered like not PC enough, so you can't say you like that movie. You have some great movie theater. And I haven't even scratched the surface. So the cool thing about the movie theater stories, and we've been working on this for a little over a year now, is I'm friends with this very, very fucking talented. Have thoughts? I didn't watch the new Night Court yet. I want to. Man, sorry to say, I've never overcome the departure from the other channel. Miss your great jokes. Yeah, they're happy I'm gone. I hear that constantly about how much better everything is, but that's fine. Like, I got to introduce the world to Metz, who, I'm always like, Metz has weird stories and quirks, and I got to put this person on camera, and it's cool to hang out with somebody fairly regularly, that's friendly. Metz is awesome. And yeah, I've got tons of stories. Oh, like I was saying about the movie theater thing. So this really, really talented artist, animator friend of mine wants to do my movie theater stories animated almost like drug history. So we've been kind of working on that whole thing. You're awesome. No, you're awesome. You're awesome. But I said it so like threateningly. It's like the Gloria Estefan song, "The Rhythm Is Gonna Get You." It's a threat because she actually killed somebody. I'm always nervous for you with Metz. No, Metz won't kill me. We've already established that. I'm okay with them. Question: what's your favorite movie poster? My favorite movie poster ever is Creepshow, which I have. It's in my apartment somewhere, and it's autographed by a bunch of people. I love that artwork. I was saying before earlier in the stream, I had 3,000 movie posters at one point, and I sold pretty much everything except for like sentimental ones and like the really old ones and stuff that was already framed to pay for the down payment to get the comic book going. So I sold well over 2,000 movie posters to this woman, Lonnie, who runs a really cool gaming convention in South Jersey, and the new Keanu Reeves, because I just look sad everywhere I go. I could see that. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll do it more often. I think you're a good. I think you're a good dude too. And yeah, I don't want to look back on where things were, because it's like it doesn't get you anywhere to do that. But I remember all the dumb, stupid, shitty things I said. Hey, what's going on? I see bird. Review of yeah. I made the female co-host on that one laugh her fucking ass off, like she was crying from that one. And that's funny. I thought I had told that story once before on another channel. So I don't know, maybe I didn't. I've been doing this YouTube shit so long that I forget what I've talked about and haven't talked about. But do you like old black and white movies? Of course I do. I'm a film curator. No, I'm a fan of a little bit of everything. I was literally talking about Lon Chaney movies the other day to a friend of mine who had just seen Full Metal Jacket for the first time, and I was telling him how Pyle's character, when he snaps, is very much channeling Lon Chaney in the way his body movements are, and he looks like he's acting through prosthetic makeup, but it's just his face. We were having that whole I do know about the Gloria Estefan thing. Aside from movies and shit, I have like a weird knowledge of comic book crap too, or of music crap too. Trying to catch up with everything. What's the first classic Universal movie? My favorite is Bride of Frankenstein, and but I think the very first one that I ever saw as a little kid on regular TV might have been The Invisible Man, if I can remember properly. But my favorite creature design is the creature from the Black Lagoon. Obviously, I have the head over there. But Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein have always been personal favorites of mine, and the Wolfman too. I've always kind of related more to the Wolfman and to Frankenstein than anything else, because it's like, I know what it's like to be, to have things that, you're in no control of that make you different and weird, but wishing that you could be accepted for those things, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's why I wrote, I've written so many like Planet Frankenstein and shit like that. Abbott and Costello. Yeah, Abbott and Costello Meet the Invisible Man is great. Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein is incredible. What I love about those Abbott and Costello movies is the comedy is handled as comedy, and the horror is handled as horror. And like they never like try to play one down for the other. I like the way that they balance those two things. Thought it was really good. It's always good to see like Lugosi and shit, you know. Commentary. Listen to DVD commentaries. So, what's your favorite? I used to listen to a lot of DVD commentaries. I love the fucking the Schwarzenegger ones where he's just telling you what he's seeing on screen, and he's like, "Oh, will you be my? Yeah, I'll be your Valentine. Fuck it, somebody's got to be. We got to be each other's Valentines." But I love the Schwarzenegger ones where he's like, "I'm holding a sword. I'm on a horse," and it's just like, we know, we're watching it. Have I seen Magic Mike: The Last Dance? I have not. I've seen the other two. Selma Hayek is one of the most perfect women in the world, so I will probably check it out. First one is like, I came for the tight man ass, but I stayed for the compelling storytelling. John Carpenter, yeah, I love when him and Kurt Russell are together. Magic Newt, I wish I was in that kind of shape, man. Back to streaming. Yeah, dude, get back into writing. Like when I I got very lucky last year. I'm not gonna lie. Like for as many people who, blacklisted me because they didn't want to upset that other company and stuff like that. A lot of other people who they burned in the past came to me as a fuck you, which helped a little bit because I paid some bills. And then other people were just like, look, we're gonna give you a chance here. And there was, and I had to go through the whole fucking all the lawyers checking my backgrounds and all that kind of stuff to make sure that I wasn't a liability, and just taking any kind of job. I'm not a fan of Bride of Frankenstein because they lent Frankenstein. Yeah, and I keep thinking that in this kind of PC woke world that we live in, that nobody has called out Bride of Frankenstein yet to say like, well, she's not the Bride of Frankenstein. She didn't consent to being brought into this world or becoming his mate. So I kept waiting for like that to arise on Twitterverse, but it never did. But it was directed by James Whale, who was an openly gay man at that time. If you ever seen Gods and Monsters with Brendan Fraser, that's a great one about him and Bride of Frankenstein. Oh yeah, Rules of Attraction. That's another. I saw that one in the theater, and that is a good. That is I'm a Legend. No, in my own mind, maybe. But yeah, so when I was saying before about getting back into writing, like I thought that like those days were behind me, and then I just started kind of writing, and it was more so to prove to all of you people and to Reddit and to people I used to work with that, no, that's not me. And then other people came on and gave me an opportunity, and that's pretty fucking cool. Over a year ago, we shot the Conan review at the toy store, and I think that's the best review I've ever done, and I can't wait until they finally finish it and put it up. What's my favorite Tarantino movie? That's a good question. I don't know. I'll probably say Jackie Brown is my favorite because it's his most mature movie. But I think that like Inglourious Basterds is a masterpiece, and it's like, how do you do that? How do you write that? Still working long shifts at the theater? No, I'm a consultant at the theater now. I cover for him when my old boss when he needs me to. I help them with paperwork and shit like that. And Hateful Eight is great, but for the most part, I'm doing tech work for the state, and then writing work has been subsidizing my pay a little bit, and that's kind of cool. Everyone loves a comeback because she got cum on her back. That's a great outtake. Don't give them ideas. No, I'm not. Jackie Brown is your top 5. I love Death Proof. Because it reminds me of a good car chase movie. Obviously they referenced Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry, and White Line Fever, and all that shit. But like even things like the Australian movie Road Games with Stacy Keach, that's a great fucking movie. Tech work for the state. Okay, let's go. It's a bit more money, and it's also giving me an opportunity. So when's Florida Man? Florida Man, the motion picture, I have no fucking idea. But we pushed the comic back to June because the the guy who's doing the inks is I wish I was better at writing dialogue. Just write how you want the conversation to go. Like one of my favorite things about writing is I feel like I have no control in my life on what people think of me and how I look and dress and how much money I have and all that shit. So I like writing because it's the few times where you get to be in control of things and how you wish things would go, or pulling things from your life. Like I like to listen to people's conversations working in retail for so long and kind of write in that vein of things. So but it's like I write dialogue because I love to fill a page, and it also makes the page count go a little bit quicker. You just cut it down as you need to. Kill Bill, good one. The weird part of the plot is that Jackie Brown, the character, is old in the '90s, but now somehow the same age is not considered. Yeah, and I mean Pam Grier deserved an Academy Award nomination for that movie that she didn't get, because I think she was fantastic in that, and she was one of my first crushes as a kid. It's why I have a thing for African American women. Newt, have you seen Infinity Pool? No, I have not yet. It was playing around here for such a short period of time that I didn't get a chance to see it, but I'm going to check it out on streaming. Do you plan to watch? Yeah, I'm seeing Scream 6 next Wednesday, actually. I'm seeing an early press screening of it. Above the Law is great. I was watching Black Mama, White Mama the other day. For talking about Pam Grier. Arena is another great movie that she's in. I fucking love the artwork for that poster. I have that one. Yeah, she's great. I mean, just like they don't make women like that anymore. Blackula's great at Scream Black. She's in Scream Blackula Scream. I have the Blackula poster right here next to me. Are you a fan of Cabin Fever? Yeah, I like Cabin Fever. I never saw the second one, which Ty West did, but had his name taken off of it. But I like Cabin Fever. I like his movies. He's doing like the BioShock movie. Grace Jones, another one. Grace Jones is like too much woman. I think that she would fucking, she would break it off, I think. That's why only somebody like Dolph Lundgren could be with her. I'm no Dolph Lundgren. True. Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan especially, like, there's dialogue in his movies where I'm like, have you ever met a person? I know Seagal is a jerk, and I can't help but love his early action movies. Yeah, I love that in Under Siege, they just realized he was such a bad actor that they pumped up Gary Busey and Tommy Lee Jones's character, which then gave you more of a Die Hard vibe to them, because allowing those other characters to be more makes that movie so much better. A good friend of mine going to see Ant-Man this Friday. That's cool. I'm seeing it tomorrow night, actually. I've heard good things about it. People said that it feels a lot like Star Wars, where there's just tons of crazy characters, creatures, and worlds. So I'm fine with that. I'm kind of marveled out right now. So Gary Busey is an amazing actor. Yeah, even though his brain fell out. And apparently he's not welcome back at the horror convention near my house because he touched somebody inappropriately. So that happened. Have you ever seen Alienator 2? Yes, I have. Yep. Alligator 2. I like the first one a lot better, though. Is Jenna Ortega the new Selma Hayek? No, because Jenna Ortega is not as developed, obviously, as Selma Hayek. I think they have two very, very different styles. Jenna Ortega very much works more in a thriller, horror, dark, kind of dry comedy, whereas Selma Hayek's characters are a bit more broad. I think it also comes a lot down to the accent. But Jenna Ortega kind of came out of nowhere and has become such a great actress. Like, I didn't like Wednesday, but I thought she was great in Wednesday. Did you see my outline for the part one? I did, yep. I didn't see Infinity Pool yet. I plan, as soon as I can, I'm going to see it. Seeing Ant-Man on my birthday, I'm excited. Yeah, I mean, the Marvel movies at this point, it's like you're going to get what you can get. If you can give me something a little bit different, I'd be great with that. I just saw the Honest Trailers thing where the plot of the last Black Panther and Avatar movies are very similar. Mia Goth or Jenna Ortega? Oh, that's a good question. I think I'll go Jenna Ortega on that one because Mia Goth is great. and she's beautiful. She's got crazy eyes. I've dated quite a few crazy eyes, but I think I really like Jenna Ortega's whole vibe. Like she's more like, you know, it's a little bit darker, a little bit more goth. Call Me Bruce. Yep, I've seen that one. I saw that at the saw it at one of the Comic Cons, and I can't remember which ones. Greetings and salutations. Hello, Professor. How are you on this evening? I can't believe there's 61 fucking people watching this. Gary Busey was awesome in surviving the game. Yes, he was. Which is basically just what the fuck was it? I can't think of it. It's based on a book. Predator 2, honest trailers. Yeah, I don't really watch any of those. Most Dangerous Games, what I'm thinking of. Yeah. The train derailment and the weird objects in the sky. I was like, wait a minute, wasn't that the plot of Close Encounters of the Third Kind? Only know him from Predator 2. All right, he's good as Buddy Holly. But yeah, he had like his brain fell out of his head in a motorcycle accident, so that happened. And Predator 2 is awesome. People give Predator 2 a hard fucking time. Wait, Dan shamed you. I need the deets. Dan? Who's Dan? I don't know. I forgot what I've been talking about this entire time already. Can't wait for more Affleck in the Flash movie. 100 fucking %. Yeah, I think people didn't like that that Danny Glover wasn't Schwarzenegger, but I think when you do a sequel, you have to add a new wrinkle to the story, or it's just you don't want to get. It's like the same thing over fucking over again. Original or remake? They're two completely different movies. The original is more of a very mean-spirited horror movie, whereas the remake is like a dark comedy. So I'll probably he means Dan Morrell. Oh, okay. Candyman or Bones? I'm gonna go Candyman, but I do like Bones a lot. I have the Bones poster still. Alien tech could be. Let's bring on aliens, man. Hey, man, thank you, Hector, for stopping in. I'm having a good Tuesday. Yep. You know, like I said, just hanging out. Lucky number 11. Yeah, I like that one, and I want to do Shoot 'Em Up as a review because I just saw that for the first time and it was fucking awesome. Shoot Deadly Friend with the fucking basketball scene. That's kind of a little bit. We touched on Deadly Friend in the Megan review that Lana and I did. There was a little bit of Deadly Friend in that one. I remember I watched Deadly Friend instead of watching the Super Bowl in 1997 when the Packers beat the Patriots. I watched Deadly Friend and another horror movie instead that night. Oh no, Cannibal Women of the Avocado Jungle I watched instead. Shoot 'Em Up is great, and I'm bummed that I never saw it until recently. Triple X. I only saw the first one. What was the first time you tried to film? It's on YouTube. Back in 2006, I did a review for the Dejeering Limited for a thing called themoviecritics.tv, I think. And it was the first movie review that I had ever done. That was around the time that, you know, I first learned about YouTube and shit like that. So we were trying to, put together a little something, but it never really came to be. And then I didn't do any more YouTube shit until 2009 when we started Underbelly for the first time. Because originally we thought about doing like a public access TV show. That's where that started. And then I was working on that zombie clown movie from 2005 until 2009, and we kept going back and forth to LA, and I was working out there for a little bit, and then nothing happened. Then I came back here and did Underbelly. Hard Target work print. Yeah, Hard Target's work print, MVD put out. My buddy Eric Wilkinson is the head of distribution for that company. I did a couple commentary tracks when I was on the old show with his company. We did Jack Frost 1 and 2, stuff like that. Sorry, my lips are dry. I'm going to put a little Burt's Bees on. I'm not trying to be creepier on camera than I already am. But yeah, Hard Target's great. Gary Busey. I've never seen Wife Swap, but I will check that out since so many people are talking about it. I did see a Wife Swap where this woman thought that like gargoyles were like demonic, and she was a crazy person. She went to go live with these like hippie people. No Retreat, No Surrender is a good one as well. Len Kabaczynski talks about that one a lot. Van Damme is one of my. I want to review Sudden Death, the hockey movie, where he fights the Pittsburgh Penguins mascot and then gets in goal and makes the greatest save of all time, but he's the firefighter. Do you remember, have you ever watched the 1984? No, I never even heard of that one. I'll look that one up. Of course, I've seen the Peanut Butter Solution. Powers Booth, yep. And then they remade Sudden Death with the fucking Black Dynamite. Any thoughts on the movie Krull? Krull's awesome. I've always wanted that fucking glaive. Any advice on getting into schlock films and cast it? Fake it till you make it. That's what I've been doing. I guess I'm charming enough for short periods of time that beautiful women want anything to do with me, and then until, they don't anymore. But, of course, I've seen Peanut Butter Solution, something that people usually say. Oh, spiderweb scene. Yeah, Krull is awesome. Have you ever watched The Wrong Guy? No, I've never heard of that one. Die Hard. So there's a dude on YouTube who has like an hour-long video about Die Hard ripoff movies, and he also did one about Friday the 13th ripoff movies and Bondsploitation movies. I'll have to find his info because I really, really like those videos. I've also been watching Movie Timelines a lot. I like that guy's videos a lot. There's very few people who I still watch anymore, but he's definitely one of them who I really dig their content. And I love a lot of film essays. Solar Babies, yeah, I've just seen Solar Babies. All right, I'll look that one up. Black Adam or Wakanda Forever. I don't know. Knowing what I know now about The Rock on that one, I'm gonna have to say Wakanda Forever. Skyscraper with Anna Nicole Smith. Jaws or Jurassic Park? It's got to be Jaws. Jaws is one of the most perfect movies ever made. But Jurassic Park, I think, is one of the last great blockbuster movies where its special effects are for the story. It's like I was watching Terminator 2 not too long ago, and I was like, fuck, like, why even bother making an action movie again after this? Terminator 2 did everything you could ever possibly do. Watching, that's My Catcher in the Rye. Oh, okay. Movie Timelines is a great channel. I actually do a lot of video essays on my channel. All right, I'll check it out. I think I subscribed to you before. Anybody who sends me a thing, I subscribe to their channels for, them subscribing to mine. I'm excited for Sucks to Suck. I donate. Thank you so much for donating to that. It's Fallon's project. I just came in, directing and keeping it tight on the budget to make sure that, she could finish the movie, and then just kind of taking her script and reworking it to make it something that we can actually shoot. We're kind of going back and forth right now about the ending, because I have this really fucked up, weird, wild ending idea that would be like sort of Lovecraftian, but she's not crazy about it. But logical closure point, I think that's where the story should go. But I'm a gun for hire. I'm just happy anybody asks me to be involved with any projects whatsoever. So I do whatever, whatever. I'm not chatting much, but I am listening to it. Well, hello. Yeah, I just thank you for being here. I don't care if people are chatting. I'm just happy that people are here watching. If you get away with murder, how would you do it and why? With one of those big long icicles, so the murder evidence melts. Yeah. Um, and I wouldn't kill that dude. We don't exist to each other anymore. That's it, you know. Uh, because if I wanted to tell tales out of school, I could, but they could do the same to me, you know, and I have much less to lose than those people do. So, you know, I'm just trying to go on and do my own shit and you know, eventually come this April, May, June when shit we can finally talk about, I think people boxers or briefs. It depends. Mostly like boxer briefs, but you know, if you could win a date with any celebrity, who would you pick? Um, hmm, I don't know. There, like, because there's actresses and stuff that I think are just like super hot. Jaws 2 or Jurassic Park 2? That's a good question. Because they're both not terrible, but Jurassic Park 2 falls apart in the third act when it becomes a Godzilla movie, and Jaws 2 is like the Kmart version of Jaws 1. It's definitely, you know, dialed back. Tommy Wiseau has his own line of boxer briefs. He does. Since I'm not worried about ever having a date again, I could just get those, you know. Who else gonna judge me? My cat. I don't know what celebrity I would get. That'd be good. Choice of monster, creeper, blob, whatever it takes you out in real life. What would it be? Um, just make it fast. You know, if the blob's gonna absorb me or something, just don't make me suffer. You know. Or if I suffer, make sure somebody's there to film it so I can be memorialized forever. Jaws 2 is good. Jaws 2 just like it's uneven. You know, each of the Jaws movies should have been its own shark-related story in a different place. Ridley Scott or James Cameron. I gotta say Cameron, but I know that he's a psychopath, but I know that he's so hands-on and has moved the game forward. Favorite NHL player right now is Connor McDavid. My all-time favorite player is Trevor Linden, who played for the Vancouver Canucks and the Islanders. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with everybody. Jaws 4, yeah, where the shark has vocal cords because it can roar. Will you ever write an autobiography? Yeah, I'll call it a filmmaking geek. JFK or Jurassic Park 3. I've only seen Jurassic Park 3 once in the theater, and it was my high school year, my senior year in high school, and I just remember parts of it. Jaws 4, I wish they would have done the version from the novelization where a voodoo curse is how Jaws found them, but they should have just stopped with the Brody family and just gone directly into 4 different stories that involve shark attacks. I think that would have been a way cooler thing. Name it Newt, never soft. That's right. No, I said I'd be an ambitious failure. Do you like the Mission Impossible movies? Yes, all except number 2. 2, I'm not a big fan of. 1, Brian De Palma, one of his last good movies. The shark roaring in Jaws 4. Rivals. Yeah, a little bit. Now, if Jaws popped up out of the water and said trick or treat, motherfucker, now we've got something, you know? The Blob 2 or Jaws 2? Well, technically, the Blob 2 would be Son of the Blob from the 70s, and that's not even a question. That would be Jaws 2. Is Troma dead? No, Troma's still making stuff. Richard Jones, I have to see that one. So I knew Sean C. Phillip when he was the fat guy who did like physical media stuff, and then he got into filmmaking through Dustin Ferguson, who I also know a little bit. And I don't like the way that Sean C. Phillips does his crowdfunding, and that's why I'm wary to do crowdfunding for anything. But would I want a real new Troma movie? Yes, I would. I want them to go back to their old school stuff. Face Off or The Rock. I gotta say The Rock on that one. Sean Connery and Nick Cage are fucking awesome in that movie. But Face Off's great too. You know, there's nothing. But if I had to pick one, I would probably pick The Rock. Yes, directed by JR from Dallas. Yep. But yeah, I'd love to see Troma go back and do like a real movie again, not just like trashy trash, but it is what it is. Because we rewatched my favorite, it's really, oh yeah, no, I agree with that. Everybody there online stuff who say that it's a Bond movie. I agree. Birdie or The Rock? Ooh, I like Birdie a lot, but I'm gonna go with The Rock again. Have you considered doing top 10 videos? When channels are become like tired, they do a lot of top 10 stuff because it's low effort and not like what I'm doing is high effort. But I don't know, I try to talk about things and kind of get it all over. Sister Act 1. I fucking love Sister Act. I'm a big Sister Act fan. Bad Boys. Yeah. I wish that the last film was, but yeah, Poltergeist was good. I like Poltergeist. I wish Bad Boys 4 was Bad Boys for Life instead of the third one. I'm seeing Cocaine Bear next Thursday with Lana at the Colonial Theater, I believe, in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, where The Blob was shot. Only one Tony Scott. Yeah, man. It's so fucking sad. Best rapper turned actor. That's a good question. Ice-T. I mean, Eminem, I liked 8 Mile a lot, and he was funny in that movie with North Korea. But I've seen all the Ja Rule movies and the Ludacris movies he's been in, and DMX movies and shit like that. Poltergeist is a perfect film. It's my favorite horror movie ever. Ice Cube, yeah. I like Ice-T when he shows up in the Breakin' movies because he's dressed like a gimp who's owned by a more successful gimp. I saw the in Belly. Or even Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg's great in like Baby Boy and Bones and shit like that. He's Huggy Bear in that one movie. Common Hell on Wheels. Okay. Yeah, Common. And Common was supposed to be the Green Lantern in the George Miller Justice League movie that never got made. Marky Mark for sure. Say hello to your sister for me. The trailer of the 84 version. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a big fan of old school rap. On the other show, you talked about horror movie director that made Uncomfortable. Oh, that was Joel M. Reed, the director of Bloodsucking Freaks. He passed away around the time that we were doing a review of something, and I brought it up. So he told us some stories about like Times Square in the 1970s and like younger prostitutes, and it made me like super uncomfortable, and I was like, can we please get out of here? Like, no, he was good in Surviving the Game. This is the second time we've talked about Surviving the Game. I like Ice-T in general. Like I'm a big fan of, I follow his Twitter. I love his Twitter because he doesn't give a fuck and he just goes at people all the time, and he's like does his like ice cold facts. So I respect the fuck out of that dude because he's not PC. He's telling it the way it is, and he's earned the right to, But Ice Cube as well. He went from Godfather 2. I'm Godfather 2. My favorite hip hop album. I don't know. It's either gonna be Hello Nasty or Doggy Style is a good one. But I go back to like old school hip hop, like 80s hip hop into the early 90s into gangster rap. But then after that, rap had kind of become what hair metal was for a while. It wasn't about a message anymore. It was about like fucking let's have a party. I really like that you'll let us add. Yeah, I don't care. Whatever. Whatever. Two Live Crew is awesome. Yeah, I'll answer it. As long as I'm not gonna start any shit. Yeah, that's the one where he gets they shoot the hockey puck at him. That's a good fucking movie. It reminds me a little bit of Scorsese's Bring Out the Dead, where it's just perpetual motion forward. Monica Bellucci or Salma Hayek in their prime. Ooh, fuck. That's Sophie's choice right there, man. Because two of them are just like, that's prime. I don't know. Monica Bellucci is one of the most beautiful women who ever existed, but Salma Hayek is like curves for days. So I'm probably going to go with Salma Hayek on that one. But, in a strange alternate reality where I would have a chance with either one of those women. Yeah, where he's the kangaroo. Have you ever watched Firefly? No, but I saw the movie. Selma Hayek and From Dusk Till Dawn, yes. Yeah, exactly. Can't lose. That's like peanut butter and chocolate, two good things that would just go good together. Yeah, I never saw Firefly, but I did see the movie Serenity in the theater. Christina Hendricks, hands down on that one. Holy shit. I'm a boob guy, so. Even before that, like she's one of the brides of Dracula in Coppola's Dracula. Michelle Pfeiffer in Batman Returns is those eyes. They're like mesmerizing. It's like that cold, thing is awesome. hmm Thanks, dude, making my last hour of work fly by. Hey, no, thank you for fucking sitting in here. I thought there'd be like two people in here, so it's pretty fucking cool that anybody wants to talk to me at all. Getting like text messages from work at the same time. Are you excited for the new Indiana Jones? Yes, I am. The director and the fact that it's got him punching Nazis again in it makes me happy. Mads Mikkelsen is great. I'm the fat guy. What's in the fridge behind you? Not much right now. I got to go grocery shopping. I've got lunch meat, peanut butter and jelly, Gatorades, bottled waters, and some fucking booze left over from the Super Bowl thing I did the other night. Beyond that, I got to go shopping. It's my cat eats well. I eat out because I'm at work all the time. Uh, do I consider him a midget or a little person? Midgets like their version of the N word, so be careful with that. No, he's like a little guy, you know. I saw a baby picture of him recently online, and I was like, that makes sense. That's what Danny DeVito would look like. But talk about a dude who took that and ran with it. Like he's made an entire career where he's one of the biggest producers too. He got fucking you could do a cooking show. If I knew how to cook, I would. But I have not had fried chicken in a long time, and we were literally just talking about it the other day about how much I love fried chicken, and I just haven't eaten it. I've been trying to get in somewhat better shape so I don't have a double chin and a gut. So I haven't been eating a lot of that stuff, but I miss it. I want ribs really bad too, and I haven't had it, but I did treat myself to sushi the other day. Who's the most famous person that I've ever met? Um, I met I met Muhammad Ali. I mean, it was in real quick passing, but I got a picture of him with him when I was a kid, and that was huge. I met Larry Bird on an elevator at the NBA All-Star Game in Philadelphia. I met Quentin Tarantino at his theater, but again, it was really quick. He didn't wash his hands after he went to the bathroom. That's my one memory of Quentin Tarantino. Head out. Thanks. Hey, man, thank you for stopping in. I met Dave Coulier. That's awesome. Bring back nutrition. I should. I was thinking about that not too long ago. Melissa and I were talking about the Batman. Looks like you wouldn't watch Stand. Yeah. Do you like guesting on podcasts? Yeah, of course I do. Nobody ever asks me to. You know, after I wasn't on that other show anymore, a lot of people just stopped following me and stuff. So I lost a lot of Twitter followers and all that kind of stuff. I miss fried chicken, but I've been doing it. That's good. I couldn't do it. Chris Carter from the X-Files. That's a good one. Magic Johnson. I met John Cena as well. I think I put up the pictures before. We had him in for a signing at the comic book store that I used to work at. Have you ever been outside of the United States? Yes, I went to college in Vancouver, British Columbia. I've been to Greece because I have family who lives there. I've been to Italy and I've been to Mexico. Dave Coulier is from your hometown. Well, Dave Coulier clearly made fucking Alanis Morissette crazy and write that song about him. So he must be doing something right in the dick department, you know? Yeah, I met a lot of cool people at conventions too. Any celebrities that I met that were jerks? Yeah, a lot of them. Pete Rose was a piece of shit. A lot of YouTubers are pieces of shit that I've met. Would you come to Australia? I'd love to come to Australia. That'd be fucking awesome. Do I think that UFOs are real? I wish they were real. Like I think I said it in the one ghost video that like, do I live alone? Yeah, I've lived alone pretty much my entire since I was 17 when I moved out. I was engaged once, so I had my fiance and I lived together, and then on three separate occasions, I had exes who lived with me. I used to date my old friend Justin Silverman's sister for a long time, and she lived with me. So yeah, and but I'm always the it's always my place, and they just kind of move in. I got to hang out with Peter Mayhew. That's a cool one. Yeah, we met him at the Allentown Comic Con. Underbelly was the old show I used to do. Before the old show that I used to do, we're guests of it, and we got to hang out with Peter Mayhew for the day, and he was really really nice. Anytime we were at cons and we got to hang out with people, like the redhead who I used to do the show with, she came along with me to Tucson Comic Con, where I was a guest, and we got to hang out with Gates McFadden from Star Trek and people like that. Are you still friends with them? No, they don't really. They don't. He hasn't spoken to me in quite a while. I still talk to his sister though. But no, they've all pretty much everyone from that place has unfriended me or blocked me on social media. So they got to move on. They got to protect their brand and shit like that. And I have to do the same for myself. It's best that I don't let people know all the things I'm doing and all that, because I want to, when projects start to come out, I kind of want to sucker punch people who said that I'll never get work and that I'm making all this stuff up and that I made up that I had a mental breakdown and shit like that. So I'm excited to come out with some things and go, next time bring kryptonite, motherfucker. You should do a fan thing where you join. That'd be cool. Yeah, I was thinking a while of doing just like doing a stream of Swamp Zombies 2 and just kind of fucking around while watching that one or anything on Tubi or something like that. The only time I've ever done like movie streams was I did one once with the redhead on her stream like 2-3 years ago, and then I did one with my former co-host of the other show. That's what I'm talking about. Let me get the yeah. You should do an interview for the Red Cow Arcade. I don't know what that is. My favorite Bruce Wayne is Affleck. I think he's the most physically like the character. Hopefully this is your year. You got that. Me too. I mean, it's like, they were making fun of the fact that I wrote shit for like Donald Farmer and all, and they're like, oh, it's bullshit. Nobody cares about that. But I'm just like, why not? Like Underdog Lady when you mentioned Howard Stern. Yeah, I met her too. She was crazy. She was from my hometown that I grew up in, so I used to see her all the time, and we would see her down the Jersey Shore when we were down there too. What was I talking about? I don't even remember anymore. No, I'm not letting people get to me. But yeah, I hope it's my year too. Working for just any job I could get for writing or anything, I just jumped on it, and there's 11 fucking things coming out. When my buddy Mark Polton, who's a lot of porn stars come out of New Jersey. Yes, they do. I'm friendly with a few of them because I've worked on stuff for Tommy Gunn and Nadia White, who I've worked with a few times. Lauren Phillips I've worked with on stuff. Are you 420 friendly? I am, but nobody ever offers me weed, and I'd never go out and buy it. So I never go and so I don't smoke unless like my friend Liz, who was in the Spirit Halloween video, will bring over edibles or something, or Melissa will bring over something. But for the most part, like, I think people think that I'm like straight edge, and what who? Horn dog. I don't know which one we were talking about there. We've talked about a lot of things. We're bouncing around like crazy. But yeah, no, like, and even I stopped. Did you hear about Spielberg thanking Cruise for saving? Yeah, I agree with him. Are you in Lancaster? Yeah, Lancaster's not far. My old boss owns the movie theater in Lancaster, the Real Cinemas there. So I was there. Oh yeah, no, she's from Atlantic City, Lauren Phillips, and obviously I have a thing for tall redheads, but she used to work in the mall down there when I had the Stone Harbor movie theater, and we had friends who knew each other, and we crossed paths, and we're redoing all of the artwork and shit like that. We're redoing all the shit for Planet Frankenstein, and I might actually ask her if she wants to take that part from my ex. So that'd be kind of cool. I'll get you high. Go ahead, please. I think I've been high like 3 times in my entire life. I was drinking a lot more when I was at the other job because I was very depressed and very overwhelmed with a lot of shit, not just work shit and social media shit, but like life things were bad at that point. So I was kind of finding myself drinking a lot to get through, ask her and I'll be an extra. You got it. If she says yes, you can come be an extra in it. Dabs are too much. Yeah, but again, like I know her people and stuff like that, so wouldn't be that hard a thing. And then April O'Neil, when I was still with Underbelly, and the redhead and I used to do we used to do those porn reviews. Wood Rocket reached out to us about doing some more and wanted to pay us, but the director of Underbelly saw that as like being below them. But I did get Lauren Phillips's, or not Lauren Phillips, April O'Neil's info about stuff, because I know that she's a big gamer and stuff. So once I can afford it, I want to bring some of these people in to do some fun shit. Angela White, she's from New Jersey. I don't know which one that is. Heard, but the stream has been awesome. Thank you, man. Like again, I don't do these. I don't know. When I have someone to talk to, I feel like I'm more interesting. But I do love volcano and special cookies. Okay, I have a funny special cookie story. So when Justin's sister lived with me, Amber, she came from a party. Like her one friend was a drag performer, and they had. Angela White is from Australia. Oh, okay. I know which one she is now. Keep streaming. So my ex came back from a party and she had cookies, and she didn't tell me they were weed cookies. And I packed my lunch when I was running the Wayne Theater, and I took them with me, and I ate a cookie, and then I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I essentially accidentally drugged myself. And for the rest of the night, like I was being super weird, and my staff was all like 16-year-olds. They didn't know what the fuck was going on. So I always, I have to be careful with that in the future. But I didn't drink for the first time until I was 22. And I didn't smoke for the first time until the redhead's freshman year in college. On Valentine's Day, actually, we got high at her dorm. So yeah, did you ever get a chance to tell James that Rex Viper was a terrible idea? No. I was in that music video. But I don't know really. These code names are confusing. Just kidding. No, I've never actually. Yes, I am looking forward to Evil Dead Rise. It looks pretty dope. I love when you do movie reviews. The Whale. Yeah, I got a lot of heat for that one. People were making fun of me pretty hard for that. Yeah, I agree with you. It's just not my bag. I'm not a cover band guy. And I wasn't allowed at that concert, so I don't really know. You saw a friend at school, ate some very awful tacos. Not much, man. I hope you don't feel too bad from some awful tacos. I had Burger King at the convention last weekend, and I haven't eaten fast food in a long time, and I wanted to fucking die. Like I was shitting like fucking a Jackson Pollock painting. But yeah, as far as that band, I don't really know much about them. We were working on a film that I had pitched, which was an anthology movie called The Name of His Company, and each short would be a a different form of filmmaking thing. So there'd be one about editing, there would be one about, whatever. And I had gotten most of the legwork done on that, and then the band took a precedence. So I started working on 50 million other things. But yeah, I don't really know much about that other than I was the only one thin enough to be Marty McFly in that video. And that's where I got the injury. I'm permanently scarred from that. Not only. Oh, okay. I had an original PlayStation when I moved, and I have no idea what happened to it. I have my RetroCon or whatever it's called, that's got the slot for the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, and the Sega Genesis. My favorite band of all time is Pink Floyd. I love Pink Floyd. I want to do a review of The Wall, but I don't think mine will ever be as cringy as Doug Walker's, so I'm not sure how to do that. Do you remember? Okay, funny story about Asia Carrera. Okay, so she went to high school in New Jersey with my friend Steve Mezzo. Steve Mezzo is an old man. He's extremely out of shape now, but he's a good fucking dude. And he used to date her in high school when he was a fucking 80s Adonis. Like he had long hair, mullet, was in great shape. And I found that out in 2012. I was working overnights at a hotel, and he and I were going back and forth through through Facebook comments back and forth. And then Asia Carrera popped into the thing, and I was like, that's interesting. And then I found out that they dated, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning now, and I don't know what to do. So I'm like messaging everyone I can on Facebook to be like, somebody, I need to tell someone this story, Even if you study and do math. Yeah, I watched that review that he did, and I was like, this is embarrassing. Like, I have very little self-awareness. All you got to do is just look on Reddit, and you can see people say how little self-awareness I have. But that one, I'm just like, there's just times when people do shit, and you'd be like, take a step back and think how someone else would look at this. You know what I mean? Yeah, Pink Floyd's great. But oddly enough, my favorite Pink Floyd album is one that people don't really talk about that much. It's Momentary Lapse of Reason. I fucking love that album. One Slip is such an amazing song, and one I think about a lot just because of all the dumb fucking shit that I've done in my life, and allowing, the wrong brain to take the wheel sometimes, which leads to terrible things. What happened to Tia Carrera? She was in I don't know. She was the voice in Lilo and Stitch. I remember that. And she does the end credit song at the end of Batman Mask of the Phantasm. But I don't know whatever happened to her after that. Love your movie reviews. It brought Child's Play on the Turning Away. Yeah, it's another good one. That's from the Division Bell, isn't it? I saw them in '94 do the Division Bell at at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. It was one of the first concerts I ever went to. Not Doug. Brad's a good dude. I wish that he and I were still friendly. But I like his reviews a lot because he does like different shit. And even as bad as that Too Many Games weekend was, it was cool to get to hang out with him a little bit and chat. Oh, that's cool. I've never tried that myself, to line them up and do the Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon thing. See, all the code names aren't that bad. Rutgers, imagine that. Yeah, I can see it. New Jersey's the land of that, Do you still talk through Instagram? He and Aaron occasionally. They checked in on me a lot after everything went down, and I know people don't really like him that much, but he's always been very nice to me. So I don't have anything bad to say about him, and he knew the position I was put in. But again, my fault. My life would be very different right now if I did not just go with things and let things. If I didn't say yes to things that I couldn't handle, and that's on me. So I can't blame anybody. And like we were talking earlier about the Ezra Miller thing. When you're hurt and you're down, you say things that you wouldn't normally say. What's the deal with fair weather friends? Hey man, when you get to your 30s and your demographic is shrinking and your hot years are going away, you do shit like this. You got to capitalize while you can. I look back and wish that I capitalized on Underbelly better than I did, or gone out and done more things and not waited for other people to make things happen. I just went out and manifested my own shit because I was always the one to be putting stuff together and getting people together and all that stuff. So, I looking at it now that I'm doing more with less because I go, oh, I can't count on anybody else. But again, people came out and they did my dumb shit for a really long time, and we the redhead came out for 15 years and did all the dumb shit that I wanted to do, and half dressed and getting sprayed down with fake blood and being freezing cold. So, my regret is not going to New Jersey's Exotica last year. Yeah, I haven't been. The only one I've ever been to was the one I did for Silvermania. And that clip always pops up where I'm asking that woman about I don't know. I was asking her about Star Wars or something like that, and she's like, this is a porn convention, right? I don't know. Yeah, the one I've been to was in Atlantic City, and I don't think I have any more conventions coming up until June or July. I think there a clip. It pops up every once in a while. It's on the Silvermania page. It's called like Deadpool eats bacon with Boba Fett or something like that. We tried to use all like the buzzwords that were popular at that time on YouTube to make a video. Three Ninjas or Surf Ninjas? I don't remember Surf Ninjas as well, and I remember Rocky Loves Emily from Three Ninjas, so we'll go with that one. I want the gritty Three Ninjas remake where they're adults, What is it about Exotica? I'm gonna go to Exotica the last few months, but I haven't gone. Yeah, I always see when it's coming up. They do it in Edison and they do it down in Atlantic City. But I just, I don't really go to as much conventions if we're not there to set up for something because again, I don't want to run into people. Can you tell some crazy work stories from your last job you had? Crazy stuff happen, like from the media company. It's probably best not to. Any thoughts on director on YouTube? He goes, I've never heard of that person before. Do you believe in aliens, UFOs? Yeah, because again, the reality, who wins in a fight? Gremlins can have more numbers. They're easier, but critters are more vicious. So I would go with critters if it was a controlled environment where you couldn't break any of the gremlins' rules. But yeah, aliens, like you got to believe that there's more out there than this little blue dot. If not, if you're a religious person and you don't believe in aliens, like, well, then your God is a terrible city planner because there's just one inhabited space and all this other shit, So I always thought that they wouldn't be MST3K, that's not even a question. Do you collect VHS tapes? I used to. Most of them I left behind at the other location. I just never got them back. I have the stuff that means anything to me. Yeah, the universe is vast, how much like us, they'll blow each other before they can travel that well. Or like they know we're like Earth is the West Virginia. Sorry if you're from West Virginia of the galaxy, and they just aliens just roll up the windows and lock the doors when they go by Earth, But I wouldn't think that they wouldn't be extraterrestrial. They would be extra dimensional almost, like because like to move in that vast a space, I would think that that's why most UFOs are seen around water, because water is something that's all over the galaxy. It might be a galactic conduit, basically. I don't know. How about that? Have you played any Call of Duty games? No, I've watched people play Call of Duty games. I've just never really gotten much into gaming outside of like retro gaming. I'm from Florida's another one that's like that. What's the naughtiest thing you have ever seen people doing in the theater? A lot. I've seen shit, man. I like literally, or Jennifer Love Hewitt. Daddario. As soon as I saw her in True Detective when she handcuffed Woody Harrelson, I was like, I'm in like Flint, man. I'm in for this one. Um, Dead Space remake is beautiful. I know of that game. I've just never played it. But grossest things I've seen at the movies. I saw a dude one time empty his colostomy bag into our drinking fountain. Um, no, I've never found a hole in the bucket. I saw a dude taking a dump in the back of a theater in the handicap section, like straight up taking a dump in a popcorn bucket, putting napkins on top of it, and then taking it out to throw it away. That was fucking disgusting. I've watched all kinds of sex acts being performed and tried to break up the ones that, you know, I can. But then again, I've banged in every theater I've ever worked at in almost every screen. So feces, yeah. Well, the no, just the dude was fucking gross. He was like a 500 pound neckbeard dude, and he was like, so you know that that poop wasn't healthy. Like I think if I saw it, you'd probably see that it was like held together with a with a fucking band-aid. That's how unhealthy that dude's poop was. The ladies' rooms were always grosser than the men's rooms, though. This is dude piss. Yeah, I've seen piss in the and stuff. The crazy work stories, work people. Yeah. Have you have banged in theaters? Oh, all of them. Every one of them. The projection booths, my office, with an audience. No, it was always after. Well, no, not always after hours. But you know, I try to break it off where I can. What's something that you surprised you that you haven't seen in a theater? I don't know, 23 years, man, of running these places. There really isn't much that I haven't seen or heard. You know, I got in trouble because a woman said she gave her dog a bark mitzvah, and I laughed, and she told me that I should go to sensitivity training because of that. A woman did an upper. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Can you hear me? Just making sure I'm still on. All right, good. Does working a theater give you free concession? Yeah, you get free concession. Coolest theater swag, posters. They used to give us like cool shit. There used to be when Quantum of Solace came out, they gave me, and I don't smoke, but I still have it, this really cool metal like lighter. You know, that was Quantum of Solace. There used to be cool shit. Used to get t-shirts that the staff would wear. When Legally Blonde 2 came out, it was the MGM logo, but instead of the lion, it was her little dog. I have a Daredevil one where it's in Braille. Do people ever stop? No, they stop once somebody comes in. But yeah, no, like I've seen shit, but I've done shit too, you know. And it's also cool when you have your own theater that you could just like you know, just watch whatever you want on the big screen whenever you want. What's the coolest movie merch you've ever taken home from the theater? So when Rise of the Silver Surfer came out, they had this full-size Silver Surfer body on the surfboard display, and Fox didn't want it back, so I took it and I had it at my old place, and I wound up selling it on Craigslist when I moved to Arizona. But that thing was fucking awesome. And then I got Lisa Simpson when the Simpsons movie came out, and my brother still has that. His kids have it. I saw inside it. Nice. Gonna clip out and close up shop. Well, thank you for stopping in, man. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us for a little bit. Any good movie I should check out to keep up with the awesome videos? I don't know what's out right now. There's all kinds of fucking shit. I'm trying to keep up with everything that's out right now, and also watch things I haven't seen yet. I really want to see Babylon. I haven't had a chance to see that one yet. Seeing Creed 3 tomorrow, like I said. Ever bring the girl back from the projection booth? Of course. Of course. Yeah, yeah. After the premiere of Swamp Zombies 2, you know, all summer that I lived down the shore, my theater in Pittman, I did a lot of stuff. Are you a Chris Nolan fan? Yeah, I didn't get through Tenet because I didn't like it. I'm not a crazy fan of Interstellar. And obviously I hate the Dark Knight Rises, but his stuff before that's pretty awesome. Do you still talk to Len? Yeah, every so often. Just in passing on Facebook or on Twitter or something like that. For a while there, we were pretty thick as thieves, but we had very different ways of going about making movies, and that kind of, that kind of broke up that partnership. But that's fine. I'm proud of the movie that we made, and I would still ask him to come out and be in shit. Because he's a character, dude, and I like just having weird fucking people around me, and I'm just like, Inception was great. Yeah, I liked Inception a lot. And I love The Prestige. I think The Prestige is fucking brilliant. And Robin Williams is really good in what the hell was the movie he was in with Pacino that they did? Insomnia. You can tell my brain's not functioning properly right now. But yeah, no, there's like in Pearl, when Metz and I saw it in the theater, Metz knows all my theater conquest stories, and they were like, "Oh, it's like you." I was like, "Yeah, basically." Many of them have tried to kill me afterwards, but didn't succeed like Pearl did. Remember if you addressed this in the past, but have you ever seen actually be cursed? I think that it makes for a good story. But I also think that it undermines the people who actually died. The little girl who died in Poltergeist, it was like from like toxic shock or something. Dunn, Griffin Dunn's sister, who was in the first movie, was strangled to death by her boyfriend, and the dude who killed her didn't get the maximum sentence because her father was a writer who wrote about that judge. The Lore of Three Men and a Baby. Look at that again. The Lore of Three Men and a Baby. It's I'm a no Bush guy, but I'll do whatever. I like I'm a big oral. I love giving oral, so I want to make sure that it's But Three Men and a Baby. If you look in the background, it's Ted Danson's stand up from the beginning of the movie. But yeah, the story about it's tragic. But like I lived in I lived in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, when my ex Amber lived with me. The townhouse that I was renting at the time, a kid died there, and I used to see and hear weird shit when I used to run my own video rental store in Tucson. That's cool. Yeah, I worked at Blockbuster. I never got into once it became DVD, you kind of see the writing was on the wall that they were going to be moving away from retail stores. But I love video stores. My buddy Race in Arizona and I were just talking the other night about he grew up in Arizona and then lived overseas and stuff. But we have a lot of the same memories of VHS box covers and shit like that. Wasn't there a ghost in Three Men and a Baby? No, the people said it was a ghost because when Ted Danson's mom comes and she's holding up the baby, they walk by the window and there's a figure in the window, and they said it was a ghost of a little boy who died there, but it turns out it was really just the cardboard cutout of Ted Danson that was in the window there. No, yeah, it was it Ted Danson or was it Gutenberg's mom who came to see the baby? I don't remember which one, but I remember that scene. It was the cardboard cutout. Just like the people say about the crane in yes, I did get fired from Blockbuster for making fun of a customer. He rented Beowulf 2000, and I asked him if he was in it, and when he said no, and I asked him if he knew anybody who was in it, he said no, and then I got fired. But yeah, the Wizard of Oz Suicide, it was actually a crane that extended its wings and moved, and then someone digitally years later added the hanging munchkin. You ever see Under the Rainbow, the movie with Carrie Fisher about all of the little people who shot Wizard of Oz, them living at that hotel, and there was like Nazi spies and shit? That's a weird movie. It's awesome. Beowulf, I need to know more. It was the Christopher Lambert Beowulf, the directive Blockbuster Video one, not the version with Angelina Jolie. That was the motion capture one. I remember seeing that, but I don't really remember much of it, other than Grendel was played by Crispin Glover. And that movie failing is what stopped the Yellow Submarine movie from ever getting made because Zemeckis was going to do Yellow Submarine after. Do you have a favorite Darren Aronofsky film? Yes. My favorite Darren Aronofsky movie is The Fountain. That movie's absolutely heartbreaking. I love Christopher Lambert. Who doesn't love Christopher Lambert? Look at the step down in quality after he's not in the Mortal Kombat movies. And after no relatives. Yeah, as soon as they walked out, my manager pulled me aside and told me I was done. I was like, all right, whatever. So that wasn't a big deal. But yeah, so I worked at Blockbuster for a little bit as a manager. But you know, it was the fucking 90s, man, and it was Clerks era where you think you could talk like that. Okay, you Watchers is cool, and the first Highlander is pretty great. What's the worst job you ever had growing up? What happened to Steve Gutenberg? I don't know. It's a good question. Have you ever checked out any of the Film Trek guys? Yeah, I've seen a couple of them. The worst job I had growing up was at a gas station. I was 15, and I was robbed at gunpoint, so I hated that one. My favorite Argento movie is Deep Red, and my favorite Fulci movie is The Beyond. GameStop's the worst job. Yeah, I've never heard anybody say anything nice about GameStop. I worked at a gas station, then I worked at a place called Zany Brainy, which was like a educational toy store, and I hated that. And that's how I got the job at AMC when Phantom Menace came out to go work at the movie theater, which I did for years. And then I had two jobs a lot of times where I was running a hotel and the movie theater, or the movie theater and a comic book store. And then with the movie theater, I had a small investing stake in it to keep the bills paid and all that kind of stuff. Best Batman. Do you still talk to the movie dumpster guys? No, not really. Obviously, they're not allowed to because of their association with the other guys. But no, like Joe used to do special effects for me. And you know, I was the only one hiring for a while. And yeah, you know, it's everybody goes their own ways and does their own stuff. I'm happy with the work that we did together. I thought that the creature feature short that I wrote and all and produced, and the Pokemon slasher one were great. He came out and did special effects on Swamp Zombies 2. So yeah, but I don't really talk to them anymore. And the last time I saw them, they didn't talk to me. What's going on, James? Keaton, of course. Keaton, obviously, I grew up with. Affleck is my favorite because of like body wise, he's the most like Batman, and he played it the more tortured like Batman. I think the newest movie theater they built here is closing down. That sucks. It bums me out, man, when movie theaters are going out of business. Frank Miller's Batman. Yeah, Dark Knight Returns is my favorite Batman story ever. Like, I love that. That's what made me want to be a writer, was reading that and just wanting to tell stories that were outside of, you know, continuity and stuff. Have you seen the Keaton for Harrison Ford? No, I'm excited for fucking both of them. I'm excited for the new Indiana Jones and for the Flash. It's cool to see these guys doing stuff. Will you be in Terrifier 3? I don't know. If Damien asked me to be, I would. Best thing here is the Ultra Star. Cheap but awesome. That's cool. I had a dollar theater that I was a manager of in Tucson for a while. That was kind of cool and different and weird. Terra Firma. Oh, the Trauma one? Yeah. I'd love to make a fucking Trauma movie or write a Trauma movie. I was writing well, you'll find out in the Toxic Avenger review, you'll find out that I was doing a project for Trauma when I was over at the other company, and how we were going to tie in all that company's personalities and the video store into a thing for Toxie, but it didn't happen. So you'll have to watch the Toxic Avenger review to see how I almost wrote for Trauma. What is one of your hobbies that many people don't know of? I play hockey. When I'm not working and I'm not writing or doing shit like that, I do like some animal, like give time to animal rescue and to the Philly AIDS foundation and do stuff with them when I can. When I can, I just give money every year for like teen runaways and shit like that. And just, I've seen some people go through some very, very hard times. He plays the accordion. I wish I knew how to play an instrument, man. I'd fucking love to be able to play an instrument, but I try to give back as much as I can. Sounds like some kind of any interesting between stories beside Richard Grieco? Trying to think of ones I can tell without getting in trouble. Get a bass guitar. Yeah, maybe I could start my own band. We'll be I don't know. We'll be I don't know. I was trying to think of something that sounds like Rex Viper, but whatever. All we need for them is announce this. There you go. Yeah, and UHF too as well. We'll do that. Dude, that was crazy. That fucking Richard Grieco night was insane. And I kept like signaling to the redhead to come help me, and she wouldn't come help me. So I was trapped in that until I could pawn him off on Ari Lehman, who was the first Jason. I'll be like Sex Cobra. About him hitting on your girl or something. No, he was high out of his fucking mind and thought I was a dude that he made a movie with in Buffalo, and he wouldn't leave me alone the entire night. And he kept dragging me around and talking, using people's first names that I didn't know who these people were. I was just like, dude, I don't know. And he just had coke all over his face and shit like that. So that was something, man. I looked terrified in that picture, but that was a rough night because I also got obliterated because people kept buying me drinks. And then the redhead left her glasses down at our booth, but they had closed off the entire convention floor. So drunk, I scaled the fence, fell, chipped my tailbone, and then I had to come back to the room. And I was like, I got your glasses, but I'm badly injured. Sex Cobra. Yeah, I don't know how to play any instruments, and I'm not really in a midlife crisis. I've been in a midlife crisis my entire life because people in my family don't live very long, and I'm 41, so I've already exceeded my warranty. So I'm just like, my whole thing is just since I was 17 years old, just kind of trying to accomplish something to show that I was here and it was all worth it, You're going to be fine. Chill. I get worried, man. Is Grieco still alive? Yes, he is, because he does movies with friends of mine out in LA who've done shit like Party Bus to Hell with fucking Tara Reid and shit like that. So he's worked with them a bunch of times. I heard that he got his life clean and everything, but that weekend he was not in good shape. I keep saying you're fine. It's like, I know, but I'm just like, I worry about everything, Going to get some dinner. Peace out, Newt. Christina did the My Bloody Valentine video with me. Say hello to her. Have a good Valentine's Day, my friend. I hope you did a good one. Have you ever done coke? No, the only thing I've ever done was Newt's with attitude. I wanted to do. I learned last week through 8-Bit Eric that like Twitch chicks were like selling their farts. So I wanted NFTs or Newt's farty treats, and we'll do that if I become like a streamer chick. No, I've never done any drugs other than smoking weed and what's going on? You love the single life? I do too. It gets lonely sometimes. Just smoked weed and drank. That's it. I'm boring like that. But again, nobody's ever offered me anything, so. What did the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones say? I'm not a coward. I've just never been tested. Any edibles? Yeah, my friend Liz brought me edibles. Selling farts for how much? You don't want mine, trust me. Do you prefer fast or slow zombies? I like slow zombies. Will you review Jeepers Creepers? No, I will never review anything that Victor Salva directed because fuck that fucking dude. I did coke with a random dude in Vegas in the bathroom. You eat farts. No, no, I don't eat farts. Try to avoid my own. I did hotbox my cat, or Dutch oven my cat not too long ago. But did you ever meet Pat Conti? Yes, I have met Pat Conti, or Contri. Yeah, I met him a couple times actually. Hung out at PAX the one year, and then I knew him back when we were doing Underbelly. Through those people. Okay, I haven't seen that one. Any country stories? No, he got mad that film producers that did this shark game that was really big at PAX. The producer came over and said hello to me because he knew me from another project, and Pat got mad that they didn't know who he was, and I didn't want to get involved in any of that, so I just let it lie there, you know. But yeah, and I think I have his book somewhere, his Nintendo book. But no, like the thing was with those guys, like I never really was allowed to Duncan Jones would be cool to meet. I was never really allowed around those type of guys. Like Justin was usually the guy who was out with all those people. Uh, I was never really invited to things. So, the ones I met when we were doing conventions or doing shoots and shit like that were the only ones who I ever knew. I produced a music video for Brental Floss one time, so I met that dude a couple times. We helped those dudes from that show continue, get some stuff done. Biggest ambition you hope for in 2023? To finish Midnight Show finally after 10 years. To get the comic book out there, just to get projects going and stop talking and start doing. That's my biggest thing right now is to do that. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I was on the roast of the nerd, and I met some of those guys. But for the most part, I don't know. I was always kind of in the background of stuff. Everybody else I don't chase clout, man. That's the biggest thing. It's like I don't really fucking care. The only time I really cared about what people thought about me was over the last 2 years, trying to make sure that people know that I'm not the shit that I did wrong, and that I'm not a bad guy. I just made a lot of mistakes. Do you remind me of the movie Ride? Which one was Ride? No, hey, I'm fucking dude. Like, I'm happy that 5 people subscribe to me, and now there's 53 fucking people sitting here watching this nonsense where I just ramble. Like, it's cool to think that anybody would be interested in this. Glad you're doing good. Yeah, I'm doing much better. Co-host the movie podcast with Brad Jones. Oh, okay, yeah. I've never met him, but I know who he is. Yep. Because there's other ones I've met that were on the. Hey, what's going on, Cat Dad? The guys at the other channels, the Channel Awesome guys, I've met some of them and all, but like I said, I'm not. I kind of just hang out with the same people and stay away from people for the most part because, some fun movie reviews. No, I don't know who that is. I'll check him out though. Again, after losing my job at the other place, I just cut off a bunch of was born a rambling man. Yes, I was. A lot of YouTube movie review channels I just unsubscribed to and stuff because jabs were being made at my expense. So Walmart movie posters, yay! I have many of them, but I also have a bunch of. Do you ever try and leave you in the Pine Barrens? Who am I? The fucking the Russian guy in The Sopranos? They shoot me in the head and I just keep running. I'd love to pitch a movie to you one day. Pitch away, man, but I can't make things happen. Oh, that's cool. I've never been to G-Fest, but I always wanted to go. I used to get G-Fest magazine. What's your favorite Friday the 13th movie? Part 5, because it's a sleazy, filthy porno slasher. And part 4 because it's got the best character development of all of them. But I love the look of Jason in part 7 as well. That one's pretty cool. Trying to see if I missed anybody who I can catch up with. I don't want to miss anybody. But yeah, the Walmart frames or getting them at Michael's, which is a craft store. I have a bunch of that, and then I have a bunch of just frames from like actual theaters that close down. How do you feel about found footage movies? Um, what's it called? Lake Mungo and Troll Hunter are two of the best ever made. Dude, I'd love that. Like, I want to do. There's another show that I hoped it would already be going right now, but we couldn't get it together because of many different reasons. But having on some kind of really outside the box, sexy, known models and actresses and stuff like that. It's just I had to get my funding and studio stuff together first, and Amazon bought the building where we film mostly, so we have to move everything to someplace else. So we'll be getting there soon. Then hopefully I can get some stuff together. Um, what was I talking about? Oh, found footage. Uh, I'm a fan of the first Blair Witch movie. Obviously, I respect the hell out of Cannibal Holocaust. I liked Chronicle. I think like found footage is a genre that has kind of gone as far as it can go in its current state, and somebody needs to come along and like reinvent the wheel basically. And I haven't seen anybody do that. Like I Skinamarink was a fucking pretentious student film, and it just left me feeling like I hope the kid who made that got a good grade because that was awful. Um, I don't know. It was something that it's cheap to do. That's why there's so many of them. But yeah, Cloverfield was solid. I liked the second one too with Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I thought that one was pretty cool. But that wasn't found footage, obviously. And then the last one was like the Cloverfield Paradox, and that wasn't very good at all. Uh, they just did Deathstream and this the one that was all like it was a seance on Zoom. That one was pretty cool. What about the VHS series? Some of those are great. Yeah, some of them are good. I just feel like nobody ever really took advantage of the VHS of VHS. But some of them were really cool. Legend of Boggy Creek is a great. Yeah, that's a good one. Legend of Boggy Creek is legitimately creepy too, like because it was shot so small and so grainy. I also really like he followed that up with The Town That Dreaded Sundown. I think that was a really good one as well. What do you think of the From Dusk Till Dawn trilogy? I've only seen the first two. Keith Apicary always in character. Yeah, when characters are rolling, but when it's just like hanging out, he's a really good dude. He's really smart too, and really really funny. The dude is just sharp as a fucking tack. If you could remake any horror movie, what would you pick? Hmm. What I would like to do is take a really, really bad horror movie, like a known one, and remake it good. Like take like a really cheesy, like, you know, 50s, 60s, 70s movie and make and remake it, same concept, but do it awesome. There's a third. Oh, I didn't even see it. Oh no, you know what? The third one is The Hangman's Daughter. It takes place back in time. Ghost Ship, it has a great opening scene. The rest of the movie I kind of forget about. But that opening scene is pretty fucking awesome in Ghost Ship. What else you got for me? I'll just keep off the top of my head shit, you know? It's too bad Charles B. Pierce passed away. Yeah, The Gate's great. The Gate's one I want to review soon because The Gate's a good gateway movie for kids to get into horror. Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai. Any other favorite DC characters? It's Batman, Swamp Thing, Zatanna, and Mr. Miracle. Who's Harry Crumb? Maximum Overdrive would be awesome. But I would do Maximum Overdrive in kind of the era of like self-driving cars and Alexa and shit like that. Most underrated independent film you've ever seen. I don't know. I don't think The Last Broadcast gets enough credit for what it's done. I don't know. There's a lot of like grindhouse movies that are very very independent that never got their just desserts. Last Dragon's awesome. The other channel did that one after I left. We had planned to do that one. I was excited to do the last. Well, I mean, I was also excited to do Alien 3 and fucking a couple other movies, but you know. Yeah, James Gunn producing Swamp Thing, and they're talking about the director of the new Indiana Jones movie doing it. So that'd be cool. The Swamp Thing show was great, but it got canceled so fucking fast. But yeah, Last Dragon's great. I used to have a 35 millimeter print of that movie. I love the soundtrack to that movie. My favorite blaxploitation movie. Um, hmm. Probably Coffee at Foxy Brown. Ganja and Hess is great. I'm gonna get you, sucker. That's a good one. Aliens is my favorite alien movie. But I mean, blaxploitation movies. I've seen a little bit of everything. Fucking, Bucktown and have you seen? Of course, I've seen Black Dynamite. I love that movie. Um, but yeah, I'm a huge blaxploitation movie fan. Um, when you get the glow. Yeah, man. I wish I had the glow. I'd be, um, nice. Beyond vaudeville. CB4. I love in CB4 when he's trying to get the money back from the dude in the casket. Motherfucker was. I saw CB4 in elementary school in the theater. Same with Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. Um, we'll do the white version of The Last Dragon. I was like, I don't think that'll work. Truck Turner is great. Truck Turner's fucking Isaac Hayes, you know. No, I've seen a little bit of everything. How's my health and current projects? I'm doing all right. Therapy I'm still doing and still taking Zoloft and I've made amends with as many people will allow me to make amends with, but obviously the people I used to work with have no interest in that, and I've met some cool new people, and that's uh, it could work, but yeah, like I don't know, I'm just trying to be healthier and happier and not let shit drag me down. Were there any reviews? Backlog that was shelved after. Yeah, a couple actually. We had done quite a few that will never get released. What's the Florida Man? Florida Man is my comic book that's going to be out in the spring. We pushed it back so that it didn't interfere with. Thank you, man. Thank you, Neil. That's very nice. So it didn't interfere with the other two books that I have coming out, which are Ma'am, which is a wrestling slasher book, and then my original screenplay for Coney Waves when it was at the CW as a TV show is going to get released because they're rebooting the Coney Waves comic, and one of the incentives is my screenplay, which we were really high on, and I got to go out to Comic-Con for that, and that was pretty fucking cool. Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. That's a good one. Dishes are done, man. Yeah, the wrestling slasher is fucking awesome. It's set in a mall too. So there's a lot of mall related deaths, including a dude getting his skin on his face ripped completely off by an escalator. It's pretty proud of that. And the art's being done by this guy Dexter Weeks, who's an incredible fucking artist. I can't wait to show people the artwork for that. If you get a chance, what famous actors would you choose to be in your movie? I mean, if I ever got the chance to, man, I would work with Nicolas Cage in a New York minute. But no, we'll have a little bit of money this summer, and there's a couple B movie people who I've talked to about working with us. Ken Foray has already said that he would. People like that. He's glad to do him better. Yeah, forgiveness does. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't expect those people to forgive me. I also don't expect them to see how we all made mistakes, but my mistakes were far more public. So I unexpected because people need to heal too, and I think that the fact that I'm still making stuff probably doesn't help me getting them to ever be cool with me. But yeah, we did some fun reviews. The Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom review was fucking hilarious, and that will never get seen. And we did a couple other ones. We did like the Fox Alien Autopsy video, and some other ones that were really fun and funny. And that was really right before everything went down. So I'm not surprised that some of those things will never air. But it was the same thing with me. I shot stuff with the redhead for this channel that I can never put up. So it goes both ways, and you know. Your tangents. Oh, thank you. I was told on my oh yeah, the that was fucking funny. Did you watch the I was never a huge wrestling fan, but I knew of it, and I had a lot of friends who were super into it. So I don't know who that is, Perry Cavallo. But no, I was never a big wrestling guy, but I was always somewhat connected to it. We used to have wrestlers in for signings too. We had The Rock's dad, we had Stone Cold Steve Austin, we had The Undertaker, we had John Cena, we had Rey Mysterio. Um, you know, but yeah, the Lenny Kravitz thing, I laughed so hard I thought I was gonna die. But yeah, no, on my exit interview with the other company, they told me that my tangents hurt the show's growth. So, have I ever watched the movie Windy City Heat? No, I've never seen that one. Um, Jurassic Park one was good. That Clayton guy seemed like, yeah, he's another one who blocked me too. So I don't know what I did to that guy. um, but they're defending their friend. I get it. My friends did the same thing to them, so I can't really. How bad was the Willow remake? I did not see it yet. I wanted to start watching it, but I keep getting sidetracked. Um, I will look up Windy City Heat. I appreciate you saying that my favorite Gary Oldman performance, hands down, is Leon the Professional. He's a fucking coiled spring in that one. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed telling my little stories, but obviously it derailed what they were trying to do there. So, and sometimes I did it just on purpose, just to see what would happen. And then they put a lot of the stuff behind the paywall too, which I didn't agree with, but I didn't really have any say in that kind of stuff. Did you watch Arcane on Netflix? No, I haven't yet. Um, but I have been told good things about it. The last thing I watched on Netflix was I don't know what the last thing I watched was. The show needed some humor. Yeah, well, this is my channel, and I am sure objectively, if you watch this and you didn't know me or any of that stuff, you would go, "This is fucking bullshit. This is a dude sitting in his kitchen just rambling to himself or to his friend." So, if you could say, what kind of job do you have now? I am a legal tech. Well, I'm a tech for a legal firm. Gear and setting stuff up and building, the exhibits and all that kind of stuff. And then I help out a couple days a week my old boss at his theater, and working on sets whenever I can, and I'm doing a little bit of everything. Not an IT guy, but like I break down the gear where it's going. You go in, you set things up, you break stuff down. I'm there just to make sure that their people have everything that they need to get stuff done. Whatever happened to nutrition and Newt's got issues, just I didn't really ever get back into them. I want to, it's just haven't gotten around to it. What any films that people would be shocked you haven't seen? There's a lot of the Disney animated movies like from the 90s I never saw. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I've never seen that people are. I got can't. Well, I had to make there was an exit interview to make sure that I wouldn't say certain things, and that's it on that one. I heard Spoonie is coming back. I never saw his content, but I knew who he was. I love Black Roses. That's a fun one. I've never seen a Marvel movie. Okay. That's kind of what I wanted. Like, I like when I could just sit here and talk to people and have conversations, and it's not so focused on the movie. Because it's like most people have seen the movie. You want to say what you thought of it. You want to see what you can compare to and all. But mostly it's like when I'm sitting in a bar or hanging out with my friends watching something, that's the kind of conversations that we have. And Well, I appreciate that, Jeremy. I do. I enjoyed doing it because it was kind of a how I got involved with that was most rare movie prop that I own. Um, I just have a lot of movie posters. I got rid of all my really expensive stuff, uh, you know, just to pay bills and shit like that. But how I got involved with the other channel was my former co-host and I were not friendly with each other at all. And he directed something um, and uh, and he bailed on the project. So that gave me bad blood with him, and I had to have my friend in Tennessee edit Gorilla. And then when I went to work for that media company, we had gone about shooting a an independent film, and I kind of got thrown under the bus for something that I was told was fine, but then wasn't. And then he said to me, "Well, do you want to come and do a review on my show?" So we did Wishmaster, and people seemed to like it right off the bat. And it's the first time I had been on camera in a while. Like I was behind the scenes a lot on Cinemasker stuff. My hands or my back or writing notes or shit like that. And then the one episode where the rental reviews was the show. I moved the wall and they see me behind the camera. And so I was supposed to originally be another guest on that show, another co-host on that show, but it didn't come to pass. So then I started doing the other show more frequently because I was already there in the office. And then I brought the redhead on to do an episode because I thought people would really like her, and they did. And so I was there for when stuff was growing, but obviously they had a lot of ad money, and the owner of the company was putting ad money into stuff and making sure that it was successful and getting us the gear that we needed and all that kind of stuff. So it was made to be successful. And it's the only one of the how come you weren't in the Wishmaster tour? I wasn't asked to be. That's all. No, I agree. He and I did one at the other. I haven't seen Babylon yet. He and I did one when my former co-host had COVID, and then we did one on the old show of Django Unchained. He and I had a good rapport. I miss him. I miss all my friends there. But that's life. It takes us in different fucking directions. But there were movies I wanted to do and reviews I wanted to do that I also took myself out of a lot of stuff because I wanted that show to be far more successful. So if they saw somebody who was more popular, the show would get better views. So I would take myself out and have other people do it just so stop watching the show. Yeah. But again, I was the asshole. I was the fucking piece of shit who snapped on everybody and let all that stuff happen. It is what it is now, and I still think about them a lot. I still wonder what people are doing, and ask and make sure that people are okay. But it's just life has taken us in different directions. What would you rather have to watch Sister Act 2? The only song that you can listen to is, oh no, I missed it. Where is it? The only song is The Heat Is On. The H is O. I'd probably watch Sister Act 2 other than have to listen to The Heat Is On over and over again, but I like The Heat Is On. That's a good fucking song. Return of the Living Dead is great. 2 has good stuff in it. 3, I love the female zombie. I think that's such an awesome design. 4 and 5 I never saw. Didn't somebody buy the rights to this franchise on eBay, if I'm remembering that right? The one was called like Rave from the Grave or something. Dead Heat 1988. Interesting movie. Joe Piscopo. Out of curiosity, have you seen Grotesque? Not the Japanese torture one, but the no budget Shutter one. No, I haven't seen that one. I'll look that up. Do I watch hockey? I love hockey. I'm a huge Edmonton Oilers fan. And I played my entire life. Yeah, fucking Glenn Fry, dude. Sci-fi made 4 and 5. Okay, I swore somebody told me at one point, or I read something about the rights were up on eBay, but I could be wrong. Gary Marshall's Valentine's Day. Hey, Newt, stopping by. Hey, man, what's going on, Luca? Fuck Joe Piscopo. What? When? Yeah, Dead Heat's cool. It's got some neat stuff, but they also cut a lot of shit out of it too. What's your favorite? What's your favorite zombie movie, excluding any of Romero's or Swamp Zombies 2? Fulci's Zombie is incredible. I love the first Return of the Living Dead. I work from home. I'm an Uber driver. That's cool. I have terrible directions, so I would be an awful Uber driver. But yeah, no, zombie movies, there's a lot of them that I really dig. The Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue, which is Let Sleeping Corpses Lie, is a cool one. I love Hell of the Living Dead. Do you like the Youngblood movies? Of course I love the Youngblood movies. Cemetery Man, I have the poster framed in my hallway. The Italian one. Is Anne Hathaway actually crazy? So, funny story about Anne Hathaway. My buddy Jason Duckenfield, who is now a Philadelphia cop, her family rented his family's beach house in Cape May, New Jersey, where there's a lot of money. And this was like around the time of the Princess Diaries. And Anne Hathaway's family's dog shit all over the carpet. And then my friend Jay and his dad had to replace all the carpets. That's my Anne Hathaway story. Me and my mom went on a road trip to buy ghost pepper beef jerky yesterday. How was that? Beef jerky's gotten fucking expensive. Because I do love me some beef jerky. If there's anybody, if I missed you, just put it back in the comments. Sorry, I'm trying to... old Vincent Price movies. Fucking love Vincent Price. Hey, Newt, I already talked about the Flash movie coming up. Yeah, we talked about it. I'm excited about it. Again, going to Ezra Miller, I know people are down on that dude, but a lot of other people worked on that movie. And I also want to give him the benefit of the doubt that he had severe mental problems and that he's getting help for it. And again, I can tell you from first fucking... do I consider it a zombie movie? No, it's an infected people movie. So I look at it a lot like City of the Living Dead. But yeah, Ezra Miller... You know, we do things and we say things that we don't mean because we're remember to wash your hands. Let me say don't touch your eyes. Okay. You've done if not, then who? What's the chick from Speed? She would probably be the rom-com queen. Yeah, it's cool that they're bringing back the blue and the black suit as well. Last of Us, I've seen the first 4 episodes. I've never played the video games. I don't know much about the games, but I thought the show has been pretty good so far. But there are Sandra Bullock, that's it. But it does kind of remind me a little bit of Reese Witherspoon as well. Reese Witherspoon and Ryan Phillippe, when they were married, had a house in Delaware, and my buddy Tim Carr, the guy who was in Rocky 6, was the one that was the house that they bought from him. I'm trying to see what I missed here. Sorry, guys, I'm like losing my my place here. My favorite Albert Pionne movie. That's a good question. I like his movies a lot. It's sad what happened with him. Have you ever seen House of the Dead? Yes, we had it at my theater. And when I was doing Underbelly, we actually reached out to Uwe Boll about doing a cameo in an episode that I wrote, but he couldn't do it because he was working on Postal at the time. But he did give us permission to use his image. How bad was the movie Men? I didn't see it. We didn't get it at the Water Tower Theater when I was running it, so I didn't get a chance to see it. But I know it's probably streaming by now. There's so much shit that's free on all the sites that I have that I haven't bought anything yet. Oh, Tootsie, and Joanna Man and Mrs. Doubtfire, Men in Dress movies. Tootsie from Facts of Life. Okay, that's a completely different thing. George Clooney used to be on that show in the last season, and the kid from the Garbage Pail Kids movie. If I missed anything, just let me know. Curious, you saw? Yep, I did reviews on and yes. Tu Wong Fu by Big Mama's House. Yeah, X and Pearl are great. I'm very excited for Maxine with three X's. They came out of nowhere and were fantastic. Giant Spider Invasion. Bill Rebane, man. I have the 35 millimeter trailer of Garbage Pail Kids. I'm a soft taco guy. Whenever I get tacos, I tend to get soft tacos, but I like hard. I just, like Mexican food is fucking incredible, you know? How did you come to like the Oilers? Paul Coffey was my favorite player growing up when I was younger, and I wanted to be like him. And he was an Oiler at the time. Then he was a Flyer. Kate Blanchett, or I like Kate Blanchett in Thor Ragnarok with the black hair. Holy shit, she's hot. So you're saying I like them soft at first? You know, you got to work up to it. Yep, I watched Rome on HBO. And then Spartacus on Netflix, or not on Netflix, on Showtime. Yeah, I dug those shows, but I've still never seen what's the Game of Thrones? I've never seen a single episode of Game of Thrones yet. This is a Ask Newt Anything. I'm a big too. Yeah, me too, because there's so much weird shit on there. I just watched Robot Ninja on there a couple nights ago, which is done by the guy who did The Dead Next Door. Hey, what's going on, Ty? You're missing nothing. All right, good to know. Yeah, it was popular, and everybody told me about it. So through cultural osmosis, I think I kind of know everything I need to know about the show, but you know. Well, welcome. Yeah, I didn't lambskin or latex. Raw dog. Not latex. Don't bother at this point. Game of Thrones will just disappoint you. Everything disappoints me. I just finished it. Yeah, I just rewatched The Sopranos again not too long ago. The Many Saints of Newark. What's going on? Everybody who's just joining us now. Ever played D&D? No, I never played D&D, but I always wanted to. What did I miss there? I was talking about. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, the Sopranos movie. It felt like it felt unfocused and had too much fan service in it and all that. My favorite De Palma movie is Phantom of the Paradise. Blowout would be a close second. I love the ending of The Sopranos. I watched the last episode in a bar, and when it goes to, don't stop, and then goes to black, everyone in the bar got fucking pissed and thought that the cable went out. It was awesome. Can you film a movie for 10K? Fuck yeah, I can film a movie for 5K. We were gonna do Sharkula for 7, and I was working on that. Lived in Arizona for 15 years. Did not miss Mexican food, East Coast. All right. I mean, I lived in Arizona, and the Mexican food there was incredible. Back to the Future, the first 30 minutes of the movie is a movie. True. I gotta go back and watch those. I haven't watched Back to the Future in a really, really long time. Have you had poutine? Of course, I went to school in Vancouver. And it's funny, Gandolfini's son, I forgot, was also in another HBO movie, and I was like, oh yeah, his son was in that too. And he was fine playing his dad. It's sad that dude's dead. That guy was such a talented actor beyond Tony Soprano. I love Where the Wild Things Are. Like, that movie's incredible, and he was so good. Did you get to shoot films? Yes, I went to the University of Vancouver, their film school there, and worked on, like, nothing big, a lot of indie shit out there, because I wanted to be different and go somewhere different, and I was only there for a year. I'm gonna find this Windy City Heat movie. You're very you're very big on it. Yeah, Gandolfini. Yeah, he died when I was living in Arizona too, because he was in a movie with Elaine from Seinfeld. It was the last thing, and then he passed away. Same thing with Paul Walker and shit like that. Like, I remember when these people died. I remember when Heath Ledger died too. Last Castle was a good one. He's in The Mexican. He's in True Romance. He would pop up and stuff all the time, and you forget what a good actor he was. Running Scared was, yeah, we were talking about that one earlier too. Running Scared was a good flick. Steve Urkel now sells weed. Yeah, I know. I was the producer of that episode of the Cinemassacre podcast, so I remember that whole conversation. The scene in Showman, it's hard to watch when he beats. Yeah, you got heart, kid. Crimson Tide, Get Shorty. Yeah, he was good. I haven't seen that movie in a really long time too. That used to be on HBO like all the fucking time. I need like Snapchats on a t-shirt. I should do merch one day. If I ever get popular, I'll do merch. How do you feel about Chopping Mall? Fucking love Chopping Mall, man. Podcasts or music. I listen to more music. Yo, 8mm is an under fucking appreciated movie, and that was one of the reviews I was supposed to do on the other channel, and I didn't get a chance to. But I really like that movie. That movie's like grim. Can you sing? No, I can't sing worth shit. Moon Age Daydream, Subspecies. Subspecies is great. Those are the Charles Band movies. Frankenhooker. I worked with Patty last year. I wrote a movie called Strange Toys that she's in. And she's super nice. Maybe start with a coffee cup, a Newt Wallen on your coffee cup thing. Nobody would ever fucking buy merch of this dumb shit. Selling the comic book will be important to me. Beyond that, I would never expect anyone to be like, oh, I'll take a Schlock and All Films t-shirt or a banner. Like, it's dumb. Critters is the best bowling scene. Yeah, I can agree. I love Critters. Critters 2, I also love when they take when the female one has the staple across her chest because the picture she took was from the centerfold. That was great. Mentioned the cool picture in the production of Suck to Suck. You and Fallon look fancy. Thank you. It was her idea for me to dress that way. Those Friday the 13th reviews aren't good without you in them. I don't know, man. Transformers 86 I saw in the theater. G.I. Joe the movie almost got me molested. When I was a kid, when that came out on video. Fallon is very hot. Yes, she is very hot. We're becoming much better friends now. I wasn't really allowed to have her around much when my other producing partner was with me because she didn't like her. So now that one's not around, Fallon and I have been working together on a lot more stuff recently. And, we've both been butting heads a lot when it comes to the creative shit because we each have our own way of making films, and she's done a ton of stuff. She's been in big movies and acted and done makeup and all that kind of stuff. Okay, you want to know about how I almost got molested for G.I. Joe? So, and this is before I actually was molested. So if anyone doesn't know that, yeah, when I was a little kid, something bad happened to me, and the people didn't believe me, and it was a whole thing, and she didn't like Fallon. I know, right? So when I was a kid, we were at my grandparents' house for the weekend, and we used to ride our bikes around the cul-de-sac, and some random ass dude came out and asked my brother and I, we're little kids, do you want to come inside and watch the G.I. Joe movie? And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, let's go. So I went and I told my grandmother, and my grandfather found out who the guy was, who apparently has a history of that, went over there, and next thing you know, my grandfather was brought back by the cops because he beat this dude up for trying to lure my brother and I into his house. So don't talk to strangers, kids. And then I didn't wind up seeing the G.I. Joe movie until like years and years fucking later. But the opening animation of that is fucking awesome, of G.I. Joe the movie. YouTube is going to give this age restriction. Oh, well, all my stuff is. I don't make any money on YouTube, so I'm not really worried about that kind of shit. Robot Jocks, my buddy Race and I might do soon, because he has a really cool, how that got him into Gundam and Evangelion and stuff like that. So I want to do that movie eventually. Practical effects or CGI. It's always got to be CGI. Well, man, yeah, thanks for stopping by, dude. Tony, I'm just happy anybody's in here right now watching this. Sending you a lot of love. Thank you, Caleb. You've always been so kind to me, and I very much appreciate that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I've never really thought When can you get channel members? Ain't nude if it ain't age restricted. Exactly. Fuck is like breathing air for me. I get a little bit of ad money, but it's like, not enough. Hello, tell them hi for me. It's not enough that you could like make a career out of it. That's why I haven't upgraded anything and I just shoot on my phone because it's just I nude at night. It'd be live newt girls or send newts. What's up, man? How are you? Nice haircut. Yeah, I got that a while ago. I had to. Uncensored and raw dog. It's bite the pillow. Newt's going in dry. I'm trying to keep up with them, man. I didn't think anybody would be watching, so I'm trying to make sure that everybody's in here knows that I appreciate anybody's in here wanting to watch this. Nude at night is good night. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I use this channel as talk therapy, basically. It gives me a chance to the nightly newt to just talk to people and that was the hardest thing about is Fallon single? Yes, Fallon is single. Fallon used to be in a really popular band called Blood on the Dance Floor, and then she found out that her the lead singer of the band was a kid toucher. So she got out of that and then teamed up with Chris Hansen to bring him down. So Chris Hansen actually shot a scene as a thank you to us for Sucks to Suck, which is actually a funny scene. I also got Miko Hughes, who was in Pet Cemetery. He's the boys have a penis, girls have vagina guy from Kindergarten Cop. I got Catherine, who's the girl who gets sawed in half in the first Terrifier. Who else do we have? Your review of The Whale is a favorite of mine. I appreciate that, dude. Like that was a hard one, and I didn't go into I don't go into any of these thinking I don't fucking know. And it makes me sick to my stomach. Like I already don't want to be part of society, but like again, I always say you fuck with animals, you fuck with kids, you fuck with women, go get fucked. Like, and they just say, "Oh, well, you're a fan of this person or this person." And what would happen if they did that? Like there's a political what is ism to everything, whataboutism. Sorry, I can't think. But I'm just like, no, like if you are a piece of shit like that, I'm not going to follow you. I don't care if you did my favorite thing in the entire world. If I find out that you're, yeah, exactly, a firm believer in the death penalty, exactly. Fucking chemically castrate these people, It's gross. But everyone sucks to suck. Yeah, they do. Trying to think, there was something I was talking about, and then I lost track of it. About the exactly, that is the bottom of the bottom, exactly. Yeah, that's why I could never watch, like, I'll never review Jeepers Creepers or that bullshit, because that dude, like, it's disgusting. And don't give me the whole he did his time thing. No, that doesn't fly for me. This isn't like, we'll never give you a second chance because you plagiarized a script that you were, or something like that, or you yelled at your ex-girlfriend. This is like, that kind of shit is the kid stuff is gross and doesn't deserve, no, they don't deserve a second chance. But, that's me. Warning, rabbit hole. Yeah, we don't need to go on any rabbit holes. We'll change the subject. Oh no, Miramax as well. There's so many movies that I can't look at the same, Tarantino movies and Robert Rodriguez and all this shit that I loved that Dimension Films and all that did, because you knew what was going on at that time. And it's disgusting that these people are allowed to get away with these things. But we also have Clerks, yeah. That these people are allowed to get away with this shit, but it's also like we have a society where these people are insulated from these kind of things, and people blame the victim. Scream Blackula Scream only because Pam Grier, and I love the voodoo angle of it, but William Marshall is so great in those two movies. Clerks, what about those Miramax? All the Kevin Smith movies. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks because I like his shit, but at least he's owned up to it and been like, I'm not taking salary from that, and I'm not gonna take money from that anymore. Or if they do, it's being donated. Like I can see that being okay. But even like they covered up the Tarantino thing when Uma Thurman hit the tree, like that kind of stuff sucks. And people are always like, oh, you have to separate the art from the artist. And I can't do that. And I don't know. People won't do it with me. This conversation took a dark turn. That crash was crazy. How about those dolphins? Shout out to anyone who watched the birdcage. I like the birdcage. The son in the birdcage is the villain of the story because he wanted his dad to change, who did nothing but like support him all those years, and he should be like, no, fuck you, Gene Hackman. My dads are gay. They're good dudes, and they took care of me, and I love them. You know, like fuck you. Anytime you have to change for people, and that's something I learned over the last 2 years, is trying to be something that you're not is maddening and will always lead to your downfall. And I tried very hard to be somebody that I was not and to try to be bigger than I was. Hackman. And you know, and laugh at the old boss's jokes that I didn't think were funny and all that shit to try to move up in clout. And look where that got me. I'm in my kitchen now, and you people have to listen to my dumb ramblings. Yeah, I love Kung Pao Into the Fist. There was I remember they did a review of it on the other channel. I saw it in the theater too. Technical comedy standpoint. Yeah, it's great. I love those kind of like those, you know, the redub movies like What's Up Tiger Lily and stuff like that are pretty great. Seeing if anybody else is you're in the kitchen. Is that a bad thing? No, I mean at first it was like people were making fun of it, you know, that you used to be on a set with a 3-camera setup and editors and brand deals and all that shit. And now you're sitting in your kitchen just talking. But it's freeing to not have to talk about, you know, things that aren't things that I want to talk about, you know. My favorite Gene Hackman movie, French Connection. I think that's my favorite. But it's like, it's not at work. Yeah, you know, I would take off. My favorite X-Files episode is either Humbug or Grotesque. Humbug is the one with the Fiji mermaid, and Grotesque is the one with Clarence Bodiger in it about the guy who sculpts the gargoyles. Those 2 episodes are pretty fucking fantastic. Everything really after the movie, the show went downhill. But I'm a huge X-Files fan. You know, at the other channel, we were going to do a whole X-Files thing. Gillian Anderson. Oh, yeah, man. I love Gillian Anderson. Redheads, though. I've always, you know, they've always been my kryptonite, but I'm getting over that. Yeah, I saw she's done a bunch of stuff recently where I follow her on social media. Favorite home. I never watched Home Improvement. I was never big on Full House, Home Improvement, Step by Step, stuff like that. I would watch them in passing, but I never got into the whole TGIF thing. People I used to work with were like obsessed with them, you know, especially James, but it just never was my thing. And plus, through middle school, elementary school, high school, I played sports on a bunch of travel teams, so I was usually never home. Did you watch Buffy? I saw the movie. But I never saw the show. Favorite childhood TV show? I don't know. Batman the Animated. I did watch Dinosaurs. Batman the Animated Series, The X-Files, The Simpsons, Mystery Science Theater, that kind of stuff. Married with Children. I do remember the theme song though. I don't know. I watched a lot of TV and mostly movies when I was a kid too. I did play the Home Improvement video game on Super Nintendo. I remember that one. Dinosaurs. Yeah, the downer ending. I remember that when the Ice Age comes and they all fucking die. Joel, Mike, or Jonah. I mean, I love Joel for starting the entire thing. Mike, I had more of because I was watching those episodes in first run. Jonah was fine. I just didn't think that the writing was particularly great in a lot of those episodes. I did watch Malcolm in the Middle. I liked Malcolm in the Middle. Let's see. I don't know. There was a lot of those shows back then. But like The Simpsons is still on. Mystery Science Theater is still a thing. There's a lot of weird ass random shows. I loved Friday the 13th, the series. Still to this day, I could watch the 50s Twilight Zone over and over and over again. I loved Kolchak the Night Stalker, which is a lot of what the X Files was based on. It's true, Malcolm in the Middle. Is that true? Greg the Bunny. The one is like the purple ones make me horny. Yo, what's going on, man? How are you today? Thanks for joining us in this magical mystery tour. Kids in the Hall, fucking great, man. I used to love the Kids in the Hall. What was the first R-rated movie you ever saw? First R-rated movie I ever saw was, I think, oh man, it was either one of the Friday the 13th movies or it was RoboCop. I'm trying to remember, but I also used to be in the room while my parents were watching movies, but those were like the first like ones that I remember vividly watching for the first time. Favorite Twilight Zone episode? The Monsters Are Due on Main Street would probably be my favorite one. Oh, that's right. The crayons taste like purple. That's what it was. Idle Hands. Okay. The first movie I ever saw in the theater was Follow That Bird, which was the Sesame Street movie. First drive-in movie I ever saw was Poltergeist 2. I remember that. Will they make? I'm sure they will eventually. Mine was Superman 4. I saw Superman 4 in the theater. And Masters of the Universe as well. I still vividly remember Masters of the Universe and not liking it at all. Movie itself. Yeah, I think they should make a movie about the John Landis section. That would be interesting in its own right. You know, getting 3 fucking people killed. Return of the Jedi. I saw Jedi in 85 when it came back out into theaters, but I never saw, I was too young in 83. Devin Sawa, I follow him on Twitter. His stuff is pretty funny. Yeah, the Master of the Universe movie, I just remember not liking it because it wasn't enough like the cartoon growing up. First ever CD I ever bought was the Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight soundtrack because it had Pantera Cemetery Gates on it, and I wanted it so fucking bad. Flight of the Navigator is a good one. Alec Baldwin will go to jail. Yeah, because I mean, there's a lot of shit that, you know, is not his fault, but it is as well. So he'll have to pay somebody, I bet. Devo's greatest hits. I think the first movie theater was Final Chapter when I was like 2. Nice. Lawnmower Man I just saw in the theater recently because they did a special show of it. Vampire's Kiss is great. I wanted A, B, C, D. Yeah, I'm sure I'll have to pay somebody. Blade Runner or Krull. I never saw Krull on the big screen. I wish I would have. The Filter song, Hey Man, Nice Shot, which was some people said it was about Bud Dwyer, and some people said it was about Kurt Cobain. That's all you have to do. And I definitely saw Bordello of Blood in the theater as well. Do you think that there'll ever be a decent modern Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Honestly, if you're gonna do so I was telling this dude the other day, a good day to die hard. Wasn't A Good Day to Die Hard though rated PG-13? Trying to remember. I always said if they made one more, it would be called Old Habits Die Hard. Yeah, I love Nick Cage, but the chainsaw thing I was talking about. I wouldn't if I was going to do it. Because Leatherface should not be the focus of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. The Saw is family, and I would do a cool like cult that rose up around the Saw and have like a weird, like almost David Koresh style, cult out in the nowheres of Texas that rise up around worshiping the chainsaw. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep up with everybody here. Live Free was Die Hard. Yeah, I think the last two were. I didn't see the one with Jai Courtney where they went to Russia. I missed that one. I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre too. It's a fucking weird dark comedy. I think it's great. Chainsaw fight, Ash or Leatherface. Got to give it to Ash. I still like part four. Part three is actually my favorite of the Die Hard movies, and people are like, "That's blasphemy." But I love the two of them working off each other, Sam Jackson and Bruce Willis. Jacob's Ladder's a good one. Such a fucking trippy movie where they're in the club and that fucking tail thing comes out from between her legs, and Macaulay Culkin's in it. Are you much of a gamer? No, not really. I had to write a scene for this guy's movie, and he wanted this like stereotypical gamer guy. So I wrote in there that he's wearing a T-shirt that says relationship status single, taken, gamer, and gamer is checked. And I was like, there you go. That looks like people I used to work with. My apartment looks sweet. I can't wait to move. I don't like living in this area anymore. I moved up here for the media job and just am ready to move away. I didn't see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2012. I saw the second one though. They rebooted Flatliners, yeah, with Elliot Page, and then they kind of did it as well with the chick from The Lazarus Effect, with the chick from Tron Legacy. Was kind of a remake of that. Come to Lancaster. I almost moved to Lancaster actually, but I opted to stay in Wayne, and then I left Wayne to go work for the media company. And every day for the last 3 years, I wish that I didn't go work for that company and stayed at the theater. I love Planet Terror. Sorry guys, I'm like dehydrated as fuck right now, so I'm keep licking my lips, and I apologize. Toxic chemicals are settling now. Good. Maybe we'll have monsters. That'd be kind of cool. Hot Shots Part 2 or Airplane. I gotta go Airplane on that one. Who would you cast for a remake of Striptease? Jennifer Lawrence. Grab something to drink and stay hydrated. I know I have to. Favorite Halloween movie that's not 1, 2, or 3? Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. I like 2018. I think that would be the my pick for that one. 4 is fine. 5 I hate. 6 is whatever. And then the last Halloween Kills was odd. And then the last one where Michael Myers was like a backup character in his own movie. Look, do it. Put your finger in that peanut butter jar. If I knew it was going to be this kind of party, I'd have stuck my dick in the mashed potatoes. Yeah, I could see that. Favorite sneeze? That one right now. Have you ever seen Martyrs? Yeah, I've seen Martyrs. That's a fucked up movie. The French extremists films. David Gordon Green's extra. Are they doing it or did it get shut down? Because I heard somebody said that they shut it down. The first season of The Exorcist show wasn't bad. It was nice to see Gina Davis come back into stuff as well, and I like that they revealed that she was Reagan. I didn't see it on that the other night because I was working, but tomorrow night's review is disconnected there. Serbian film. Yeah, fucking I went and saw Serbian film. Hey, welcome back. I saw Serbian film at a Philly Film Festival and nobody told me it was about. And I was just like, what the fuck? Favorite George Eastman movie? That's a good question. The Blob or The Fly? The Fly is a better movie. The Blob has better special effects. Kid Rock, riding the middle finger. Oh, okay. What was Kid Rock's dwarf's name? Didn't he have like a little guy who used to be with him all the time? Are you going to talk? We do talk about the animated series because we were going to do something with the other, when I was with the other, Joe C, that's his name. When I was at the other company, we were going to do something, we were going to try to get the rights to Toxic Crusader to do something with, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to check it out. We were gonna do something with the Toxic Crusader and we didn't. Any funny stories getting recognition in public randomly? No, a dude at a movie theater close to here is a member of that Reddit group, and he recognized me and said something, and I just played it off because I whatever it doesn't bother me. But no, nobody ever really, at conventions or something like that, people know who we are if we're there for something, but nobody ever really recognized me out of anywhere. The only time that ever happened was in on the subway in New York one time. A dude used to watch the next new networks, and we did a crossover video with Michael, who was like the face of that, and somebody knew me from that video. That was really the only time I've ever been recognized out there. But I'm not famous. I'm not a very famous YouTuber, so. um, are those weird dreaded dudes still bother? I don't know. I don't look. Yeah, I don't. You're famous to us. Sorry about that. That's. They do, but just play it off at this point because I'd be happy if they approached me in public and said it to my fucking face. At least I would respect that. No, I'm not YouTube famous, but it is what it is. Again, as soon as you decide you want to put yourself out there on any form of media and you work with people who have any kind of following or you do something stupid, you're leaving yourself open to mockery and to shit. It's what it is. It comes with the fucking territory. And when you're embroiled in one of the biggest nerd YouTube scandals ever, that's what you get. And there's no playbook on how to and in the end this stuff isn't really exactly. Have you met Corey Feldman? I did meet Corey Feldman. We were going to, do you still watch Red Letter Media? No, they made fun of me on there for that whole thing, so I stopped. Corey Feldman and Corey Haim were going to do a movie I was doing with this other dude, and I spent a little time with them out in LA, but that was it. Did you ever catch the dude? Yeah, I changed that a couple times, but I'm sure people could just change it right back. I don't know. And that cost me some jobs too. That cost me. People didn't work with me because they looked at the IMDb and stuff like that. And when you Google my name, that's like the first shit that comes up. So that cost me a lot of all right, stop talking about the Corys and listen. No, that cost me a lot of jobs. I was going to be writing for a couple cool people, and and they couldn't trust me at that point. So that it fucking happens. Lost out on some commentary tracks I was doing and stuff because they saw that. But I about as reliable as Wikipedia. Yeah, I'm like listed for a bunch of shit I actually had no connection to whatsoever. This is like a book of stories. I've got stories for days, man. But I also know that if I say the wrong thing, it's going to become Newt said this about this person and the pity party and all that shit. So do you prefer silent slashes in the movies or these voices? I kind of prefer silent, but I understand that that like a Freddy Krueger or somebody like that makes quips, they're more of a character. But I like something that's like cold and silent and represents the an unknowable murderer. Yeah, like 20 stories that are good. I told 20 already. One day I'll tell some good shit. So John Ritter, he's neat. Yeah, I love the first Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, I love part 3 and 4 as well, but I like 2 as well. Like, that one gets a lot of shit, but I think 2 is pretty cool. Always room at the inn. There's not room at the inn, and that's why the Nativity Story is the meanest Yelp review in the history of humanity. Your people are with you. I get that. I learned a lot. Who's the best? I don't know. People always say this. Favorite youth hockey story. Let me get to Jason, Freddy, or Michael Myers. That's like if you had to pick your favorite kid. Halloween obviously is the best made of all of them. But I'm gonna have to say Jason is my favorite just because as a kid that was always a source of being able to see boobs. So Freddy all day. Yeah, I love Freddy too, you know. Chucky. The show's pretty good if you haven't seen that one yet. Thank you, man. Thank you for checking in and enjoy The Last of Us. Favorite youth hockey story. Not yet. One day. No, like I don't think it's never going to be vengeance. All it's going to be is that one day I'll get to a point where I'm so busy doing my own stuff and it's making me happy that I no longer think about those people and no longer have any reason to look back. It's just forward making stuff and trying to be the best me possible and to pick up my skates. I actually just got do I have a hockey puck? Yes, I do actually. In the other room is my bag. Show us the hockey puck. Vengeance, dude. Something in the way. Oh yeah, I'll start wearing eyeliner like fucking Batman. What kind of cancer did you have? So I had a cancerous mass on the base of my spinal cord, and it infected my lymph nodes. So they had to go in and cut around it and dam it basically, and then do radiation. And they didn't get it all the first time, and then they went in the second time, and they had to cut out a piece of my prostate, which was fucked up. But yeah, I dealt with that from 05 to 07, and I've been free of everything since then. So that's been a relief to not have to worry about that. It's just I got my urethra collapsed, and I got Bell's palsy and all kinds of other shit. So I'm just alive out of sheer spite. Ever gotten a fist fight as an adult? Yes, I have actually at a wedding in Tucson. This drunk dude said something really nasty about my date, so I headbutted him, and then we threw hands for a bit until people broke us up. Was it attacked or a fist fight, or was it? No, I just the dude wouldn't stop, and it was at this like dirtbag wedding thing. So I headbutted the dude, and then we threw blows, for a bit. And I'm little. I'm 5'5", and I weigh like 145 pounds. So I was probably gonna get my ass kicked, but I've always been the smallest dude. Should be over. No, it was over grass. Yes, his dad was a boxer back in the day. Amazing. I beat Hotchkiss. That's awesome, dude. Congratulations. My favorite book. I don't know. Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Repair and Native Son are two books that I go back to a lot. Smallest dude, biggest D. Well, it's an optical illusion because I'm so short. It just looks so much bigger. An ex of mine's dad called me Tripod because I used to play ice hockey with him, and he used to see me in the locker room, and I thought that was weird. A turtle logic, yeah. But I used to fight a lot in hockey as well because I was the littlest guy, so I had to always stand up for myself because I was getting pushed around. That's a good book too. I have a bunch of King stuff. I had doubles of a lot of stuff, and I gave a lot of it to the redhead when she was really getting into reading horror and stuff like that. But I used to have tons of comic books. I used to have graphic novels, lots of film books and shit now. I love just having film reference books that I can go back to. That's cool. Milek, that's right. I have a hold on, I'll go grab it. So I was playing ice hockey not too long ago. Oh Jesus! So I have an Easton Typhoon, and I have a Vapor, that I've had forever, and I just replaced the blades on them. And just roller. I think my ice skates are still in here. These I was just using the other day, so they stink. I was captain of my last team. We were the Whalers. It was always number 16. And because of this, I got the most obnoxious helmet. My green helmet. I don't wear a cage. And I've got my little Batman sticker on the back because I'm a loser like that. But it's been fun getting back into it. Why 16? Because of Trevor Linden. Ice skating is a good date idea. The redhead and I used to go ice skating a lot. Sorry, I missed a bunch of shit when I was over there. I'm not a big reader, big time gamer though. I want to, sometimes I think about getting into gaming, but I don't know. I'm bad at video games. That's the biggest thing. What's in the movie can in the background? Those two are empty. They're just on there for display. But you ever close down the theater to play hockey on the roof? Not on the roof, but behind the Wayne Theater was a wide alley, and I had a net back there, and I used to shoot on the net back there. I didn't score very much in life or in hockey. I was a defenseman, and that was kind of my thing. Did you watch the 90s show? I never watched the 70s show. I just never got into that one. I never saw it, so I never, got a chance to check it out. So the gear, I think my apartment's haunted. It just closed on its own. How much is it needing washing? No, my hockey pants, my socks, jerseys, and all that kind of shit. I washed them as soon as I came back, but I didn't throw my the Febreze things in my skates. So Berlin Diner is a good place. Yeah, they sponsored that team, and I was a fan of that place. Have a good night, Phantom. And actually, when I worked at the Berlin Diner is when they shot Jersey Girl. So I was the location guy for Kevin Smith's people on Jersey Girl for that shoot. That was really, really fucking cool. And then when I left there to go run the Pittman Theater is when what's going on, man? Welcome. Kat, she's over there somewhere doing something. Oh, okay, she's over there because the door was on. Elvira, come here. Whatever, go fuck yourself. Back. Hello. Yeah, so I left the Berlin Diner to go work at the Pittman Theater. That's where I met the redhead. That's where I met a lot of people that became part of Underbelly and shit like that. So I love these retro diners. Yeah, the one on Knock in the Cabin is literally up the street from my mom's house. It's crazy that, that's in that movie. I love my time at Blockbuster. I was just never a Blockbuster guy. Like, I even when I worked there, I had such a miserable time reviewing all the Children of the Corn movies. The Andrew WK video was fun to do, but it was a lot of work. And yeah, that was a good time though. Children of the Corn movies. I know I've seen most of them. I know that like Charlize Theron is in one, and I don't know. They all just kind of fucking run together. Hockey stick. Let's see it. I did. I already showed it. Let's talk about the customers from Blockbuster. He does party hard. Andrew WK. I'm in an airport drinking alone. Well, where are you going? I'm supposed to fly to Pittsburgh on Friday and come back on Saturday because I need to get my face mold cast for my death scene in XXXmas. That's right. Naomi Watts was in one of them. And Linda Hamilton was in the first movie. Favorite giant monster movie? Hands down, my favorite giant monster movie is War of the Gargantuas. Evil Speak 1981 is incredible. Pigs and Satan and computers. What's your thoughts on the Porky's movies? I love the first Porky's movie. The Next Day was okay. It was all right. I had my dad had the Atari Porky's game. Did you ever rent at Hollywood Video? There was never any Hollywood Videos near me, but we had West Coast Video and stuff like that. You fly to Melbourne? I'd love to. Noigay? Haven't watched Porky's in a decade. Hi, Elvira. What? Dollywood. I love Dollywood. In Tennessee? I was there when I worked at Regal. Not gay. Okay, good. Nothing wrong with being gay. I wish I was gay. They won't have me. It worked at both Hollywood Video and Blockbuster. Coffee cup for turtles. Do they reimburse for the flights? Yeah, they're paying for everything. So I don't have to worry about that. And again, it's the only reason because I didn't feel like driving 6 hours because I drove 4.5 for the shoot that I did for Fallon last weekend. And I got home Sunday morning at 5 a.m. and then had to go and help out at the theater at 8 a.m. and then was there till midnight because of the Super Bowl. So I was a zombie the next fucking day. The balls at the bottom, come on, it's genius. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'll let this go for just a little bit longer. I got to get up super early to do Creed 3. How's the therapy going? Therapy's going well, man. I'm very. You're working with Farrah. Yeah, Farrah's involved. I've known Farrah for a long time on Sucks to Suck. But yeah, therapy is doing really well, and I'm happy with my therapist. And they show the Super Bowl at the theater. I have a friend in the Eagles offices, and we worked out something for charity so that we could show the game on the big screen. And then we just did, our concession was open, but we did donations to this particular charity. Do you buy or collect any physical media? Very rarely anymore. Did you keep any of the posters from the theater? Yeah, I used to have 3,000 movie posters, and I sold off a lot of them. Now I just have what I have now. Yeah, and I used to buy DVDs like crazy, but I just don't anymore because I have too many streaming sites and I never use them. Thoughts on Kung Fury? And is the second one ever going to come out? They've been talking about that second one for fucking ever. We were talking about Kung Fury a little bit earlier. I'm a big fan of that movie. I love the redubbed. I love how fucking wild it was and inventive it was. Yeah, losing on the field goal, but Jalen Hurts fumbling didn't help, and then the holding call didn't help, and their defense wasn't very good either. So, they weren't the better team that day. And I'm a huge Eagles fan and huge Philadelphia in general. I love the city, and when stuff like this happens, it brings everybody together. It's really cool. My money was on the Chiefs. That's all right. They are making a second Velocipaster. I donated to their crowdfund for that. That was a movie we did that was one of my favorite reviews we did on the other channel because it was like I got to talk about a cult movie that, this chat's out of control. That's all right. I like keeping up with it. The AFL, the Australian Football League. I know the CFL, the Canadian Football League. Touchdowns are called rouges and the balls are inflated more. Samurai Cop, one of the greatest movies ever. Samurai Cop is definitely up there, and I love that it was the Amir Shirvan. The movie was like discovered in a castle, it was like lost. Yeah, Velocipaster and Psycho Goreman were really fun ones to do because I love that we didn't have to do review from the theater background. I had a bunch of shit in there. But the CFL is very different. Only 3 count. Okay. And there's like 12 teams called the Rough Riders and the Wildcats. The Room or Birdemic. I've probably watched The Room more times. There's a third Birdemic that's coming out. They're not called Rouges? What are they called then? I don't know. My favorite Marvel character is Daredevil. And then Doctor Strange would be second. I don't know. We were all over the place on that. I was trying to keep up with it. They had to change the name of the Esco. Yeah, I saw that. Peter Tork. I love the monkeys. I almost lost an eye because of the monkeys. Stupid YouTube hates telling me you're up. That's all right. He's a good keyboard player. The room turning, yeah. I have a so nobody understands. I have a credit on the room. Because when the company that was doing their distribution was looking for more houses to show it in, and a friend of mine in New York didn't have place for it, so they contacted them and told them to contact me. So I was able to get them three shows in Philly at the Roxy, the Philadelphia Film Institute, and the International House. And then I was able to get them a theater at the Film Bar in Phoenix, and then a movie theater in Chandler. And instead of paying me, the distribution company just gave me a special thanks, producer's thanks on the IMDb for the room. So that, and then I told them that Justin Silverman worked with me on it, so I got him a credit too, even though he didn't do anything. And how I almost lost an eye with the monkeys was in kindergarten, my best friend moved, and it made me really sad. And I came home from school, and I was all sad. And then the monkeys came on, and I jumped up in the bed, like excited, and my finger went into my eyeball, and I had to wear an eye patch. Oh, hi, Mark. He did not hit her. He did not. Just keeping up with everybody here. We did way back in the day, the theater in Chandler. The monkeys are known for several eye patches. Yeah, well, I'm sure they are. You ever see their movie Head, which was written by Jack Nicholson? It's also the last appearance of Tor Johnson, Swedish wrestler. I was going to review that, but I was like, nobody cares about that. So way back in the day, that same theater in Arizona, they wanted us to shoot their intro for their all their movies, and yeah, because I got him one on that one. What was the story from the Friday the 13th that got cut off? I don't remember. I've really anything that we shot that they moved over to the Patreon, stuff like that. I didn't have access to any of that, so I never watched our content. I was just in it when I was in it, and I never got paid from any of that stuff, so it kind of bummed me out. What's my favorite gangster movie? Godfather 2 or Goodfellas. But Goodfellas falls apart after when it gets into the drug stuff, but Casino is good all three acts. But, funniest special effects mistake in a movie or my own personal life, because on the Paperboy 3 one, I was injured very badly by several special effects. The Angela with Nicole Kidman. I love Nicole Kidman. In a movie, I don't know, I'm trying to think about it. Like bad special effects, like Rock and Roll Nightmare has that awful puppet devil at the end, and that's pretty terrible. Casino is great. It's a fucking awesome movie. I really do love The Departed. I like Infernal Affairs better, the original version of it, Ricky O or Tokyo. Ricky O. Seeing that movie when I was young was just like, what is this? Where has this been my whole life? But that's like seeing Fist of the North Star. I have the Rock and Roll High School poster. Seeing Fist of the North Star animated when I was a kid, I was just like, what the fuck? Heat's great, and Heat's like based on a true story. I never saw either of the Grown Ups movies. I never saw Jack and Jill. I never saw Blended. I never like a lot of those Adam Sandler movies. I just never saw. He's another one. Like he's so fucking good in Uncut Gems that it makes me angry that he does so much terrible bullshit. Oh, um, that's a sad story. It's and that wasn't cut out. And I think we just stopped it there. Uh, yeah, I forget a lot of the stuff that we talked about. Yeah, Uncut Gems was like an Abel Ferrara movie. It was fantastic. I forget a lot of the stuff that we talked about on the other channel because again, I'm never going to go back and rewatch them. And also like a lot of that stuff was not the best times, and talking about movies I didn't care about, and just trying to tell a story from my life just to make it interesting and keep me engaged. So I don't remember a lot of that. I could tell them here, but not behind a paywall, Yeah, Marlon Wayans, you put him in something like fucking Requiem for a Dream, and he's so good. He was supposed to be Robin in Batman Returns, and he still gets residuals for a movie he didn't do. You win. Somebody's got to win. It ain't me. Wow, we've been going for 2 fucking hours. Yeah, Requiem's a hard movie, man. I would love to see what he looked like in the Robin suit because he said the suit was done and there's pictures. Those haunted house movies are awful. Yeah, I never saw any of those. I saw Blank Man in the theater. Blank Man and Meteor Man I both saw in the theater. That's why when people were like, Black Panther is the first black superhero to get a movie, I was like, not even close. You forgetting Steel? I Spit on Your Grave, original. I never saw the remake, but I wanted to. Blank Man is funnier. Yeah, I had the Blank Man comic book, too. Steel with Shaq. Yep. I saw that one in the theater, too. The rest, Wrestler, hands down. Black Swan was like a lot of other things combined. There's that Japanese anime that it took a lot from. Yo, Jennifer Connelly in The Rocketeer is essentially Betty Page, and it's amazing. I also love her in Career Opportunities. She's beautiful in that one. Basketball, Orgasmo. Orgasmo, I think, is better. Basketball, I've seen more, though. Or was it Kazam? No, I don't think I have. Throw Mama from the Train is the best DeVito. I like Throw Mama from the Train. It's a good one. With the mom, from Deadly Friend and Goonies. Or I love Team America. I loved when Team America was out in theaters. Like, the end song has a bunch of cursing in it. And we'd had to prop the doors open for the theaters so that people could leave, but it was directly across from a kids movie. So we would always have to run up real quick and try to close the doors, Perfect Blue. Yes, that's what I was thinking of. Meteor Man or Blank Man. Probably Blank Man. Death to Smoochie is a great one. He's great in Man on the Moon as well. Hi, Elvira. I see you over there. I've wasted my life just watching movies where I could be out learning the state capitals or the periodic tables or fucking. Major Pain. Yeah, it's a good one. Saw that one in the theater as well at the Marlton 8 Theater. I think Meteor Man, DC Comics, I think, had the Meteor Man comic book adaptation. Pootie Tang. Sign my runny on the pity kind. Me too, probably. Yeah, it's sad. I've wasted my life. 7 Psychopaths, I remember that one. Was it 6 heads in a duffel bag? Jordan, you kidding me? Not even a question. God Bless America, and also Bobcat's Willow Creek was good, and so was World's Greatest Dad. Bobcat Goldthwait's a good director. Trilogy of Terror. We were just talking about the Zuni fetish doll earlier on Facebook. Remember when Joe Pesci put out a rap album? 8 heads in a duffel bag. All right. I want to check Loaded Weapon 1. National Lampoon. They did like Senior Trip and shit like that back in the day. Now we're just naming random movies. In Bruges is a great fucking movie. Yeah, the Zuni fetish doll from Trilogy of Terror. I used to have the one that NECA did on my desk at the comic book store, but I have no idea what happened to it. Simpsons or South Park? For the first 10 seasons, Simpsons. For extended life, South Park. The Two Utes. You check out Repossession yet? No, no. Wait, Repossession with... oh, that's Repossessed. No, I haven't. I didn't see that new one. See ya, man. Have a good night. Personal favorite you've met at a convention. It was cool. the last the AC HorrorCon, I got to spend a bunch of time talking to Barry Bostwick from Rocky Horror Picture Show, and he was super sweet. And again, whenever we see Joe Bob and Darcy, they're always very nice to me. But I also think that they still think I work with those other guys, so that might be why they still talk to me. Yeah. Did you watch the '90s SNL, the Joe Pesci one? Was that the one where he throws the cat at someone and he's like, "Get him, precious"? I remember that skit. Thoughts on Florence Pugh? I liked her in I've liked her in pretty much everything I've seen. I didn't see Don't Worry, Baby, um, but I liked her in Hereditary. Hereditary is Joker for white women. She was good in Black Widow, but I didn't really care about that movie. Plus, in that review at the old channel, I almost choked to death on a fucking Cheez-It or combo or something, and I had to run off screen because I basically had to give myself the Heimlich maneuver on the conference table outside of the studio. Sprocket. Now is the time on Sprockets when we dance. Sean Wriggle. So I don't know. Do you guys want me to do more of these? Is this enjoyable? On the way to bed when I saw your stream. Yeah, I'm gonna be signing off in a minute. It's good to see you. I thank you for stopping in for a minute. And it's just this is fun. Yeah, I on some nights I got nothing else to do, and I'm just like, do people want to talk? And thought you know what, May could be Joker for white women too. I gotta do I should do the Nick Cage one soon because I have a whole different thought process on that movie than most people do. Most people are like, oh, the bees. I'm like, that's not even in the movie. It's in deleted scenes. Yeah, but nothing else. I don't have anything else going on. I'm not. Apparently, the stream views count. All right, cool. That's awesome. If you're in Lancaster, I want to go up to Mr. Lobo's studio in Lancaster, but he hasn't talked to me in a while. So, I haven't been part of that, but I gave money to their paying their rent and stuff like that. I want to do 8mm as well. I'm glad people tuned in to watch tonight. I'll do more. It was fun the other night just to do the Instagram reel, a live thing, because we had like 40 people watching, and I was like, all right, I'm just sitting in a hallway. I might as well talk to fucking people. Did you watch Joe Bob's? I didn't see last weekend. I didn't meet him on the other show. I met him. I'm the one who got Justin their contact information when they did the first one, and then I shot the short that played in the Joe Bob Haunted Drive-In LA. So myself and the redhead my ex best friend went out there and during the height of COVID and went to the screening of that, and then we got invited to the one that they did at the drive-in up here the weekend that like the Cinemassacre guys and all that were there too. Enjoy Weed O'Clock. So we got a chance to kind of talk to him then a little bit, and I've been a fan of him my whole life. Read his book when I was a kid. Used to watch Monster Vision. Snake Eyes. I watched them filming Snake Eyes. I don't know. Look, man. I'm not going to say anything bad about her. She was my best friend for 15 years. She was the love of my life. I wanted to marry her. But I fucked everything up by messing up stuff. So I'm not going to say anything bad about her. Yeah. Let me see something. Just making sure I got everybody. But I was saying Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes filmed scenes in Atlantic City, and I watched them filming outdoor scenes from the De Palma one. So yeah. Next, not Bangkok Dangerous. She might be the right one. Fallon's great. Fallon and I, it's not like that kind of thing, as much as she would want it to be. But you know, we're enjoying hanging out and stuff like that. And I live vicariously through Metz's sex stories because, you know, Metz is very popular, and I like hearing about weird, crazy sex stories because I'm not getting any action. So, um, all right, guys. I am going to log out because I have to get up super early. I can't thank you all enough for kind of sitting here and listening to me ramble. And you get a lot. Yeah, Metz is great. Metz has been so fucking helpful to me. Metz was there the night that everything fell apart, you know, and you know, was always a good employee for me when I ran the theater and stuff like that. And it's hard to find people who are genuine people and just want you to be successful. They're not with you for chasing clout. They're not with you for because you can do anything for them. So that's cool. You know, I'm happy with that. And dude, I love hanging out with you guys. Honestly, like I've said this before, and it's not fucking lip service. The whole time that I had Bell's palsy and I couldn't do the other show sucked because talking about movies and talking to you guys about movies was my favorite fucking thing. And then when everyone was calling me a plagiarist and not talking to me and telling me I should go kill myself, that sucked too because I didn't know who would still talk to me and who wouldn't. And people online, you know, I lost like 1,000 Twitter followers and all that kind of stuff when all that stuff happened. So once I started doing videos again and people started coming around and wanting to talk movies again, like that was the coolest thing in the entire world. That's what makes me happy is just interacting with people and finding out about weird movies and talking to people and getting to learn about people and stuff like that. So Power Man 5000's what like when worlds collide. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. And yeah, we're going to talk about movies and sex. It's always a good time. Whoa, to rotate device. See you guys.